Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for the first time in Jackson Wilson's young baseball career, he has made it to the show, the major league level, with the Miami Marlins. And out of all teams for him to go up against in his debut, it's the squad he grew up loving, the St. Louis Cardinals. Before we go any further, like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you are new. Glad you're with us. And don't forget, I don't care who you are or what you've been through, Jesus Christ loves you guys, and he wants your heart. If you don't want it, he certainly does. Those that put their faith in Jesus will be saved, even after death. So, you want to go to a better place? Live forever? Turn from your sin. Repent. Turn to Jesus. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. A change of mind, a change of perspective will be the greatest decision you ever make in your life. Here we go, guys. Major League Baseball 26, the show on Ladder of Light Gaming. So the Marlins enter this game 6 games under 500 with a record of 36-42. And here he comes, wearing the classic threads of the Florida Marlins. And honestly, this is the way it should be. They need to change their name from Miami to Florida, and they need to bring back these jerseys all time. Look how it looks on your boy. Incredible. The fans are ecstatic, and so is Wilson. This is a dream come true. Let's see if he has what it takes to maintain this roster spot. He'll have an opportunity to seal up a 6-4 win for the Fish. We're taking on the Redbirds of St. Louis. Wilson, who started out at AA Pensacola, then came through AAA Jacksonville, will now etch his name into the MLB history books. The first pitch of his big league career, strike one to Wenzel Perez, and the raucous ovation from this crowd can be heard. They're hoping that this is the first of many for Jackson Wilson that he will throw throughout his career. 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for St. Louis. Wenzel Perez will look to start a rally and spoil Wilson's debut. That's taken low and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. As you can see, now we have a lot more information. We've got the ticker down at the bottom of the screen. We're in the show, guys. The dream has come true. And Wilson is trying to make the most of it. The front office took a chance on him despite him not being a top 100 prospect. He got strike 2 on Wenzel Perez. Now he's looking to put him away right here. The delivery, breaking ball downstairs. That was a very effective pitch for Jackson Wilson, especially as of late. And I think that's what ultimately got him the call up. Because once he started getting more movement on his pitches, his ERA dropped tremendously. Now the 2-2 pitch. And Perez just got a piece of that 95-mile-an-hour cutter that would have been a strike if he kept the bat on his shoulders. 2 balls, 2 strikes from Jackson Wilson. He kicks and deals. Ground ball, foul again. Boy, Wilson's having to work for this first out here at the big league level. Here comes pitch number 7 on the way. Perfect release and popped in the air to shallow left center. Welcome to the big leagues, Jackson Wilson, and you have retired your first hitter. 1 down, 2 to go here in the top of the 9th inning. Florida 6. St. Louis 4. We're in the Sunshine State, Miami, South Florida, and now Victor Scott. You got to keep him off the bases. He's one of the fastest players in baseball. First pitch from Wilson. He's going to start him out with a cutter, and he drops down a bunt. They're going to let this roll. Foul. Wise move by Wilson and his catcher, because Scott was already standing on first base before anybody could pounce on that. Now the 0-1. He's going to go up and in. And now Scott goes back to the mound, and Wilson's going to have to make a tough throw, and he's safe. That's an infield single for Victor Scott. He went right back to the bunt. And now the tying run is coming to the plate for St. Louis. Heck of an effort by Wilson and a great pitch. He knew that was coming again. That's why he put it over the inside corner. But now Nathan Church will come up with an opportunity to tie this game with 1 swing of the bat. The first pitch from Wilson is a beauty for a called strike. It's not called, but Wilson's going to get out the ABS system. And he will gladly reverse this call. Strike one. Miami in need of a spark near the bottom of the standings. And I think that's another reason why they called up Wilson, because he's good at conducting electricity into home fans. Nathan Church, fly ball into right, well hit, but he's jammed just a bit. Catch made by the right fielder, 2 down. Victor Scott will have to retreat back to first. He's known to swipe a bag or two here and there, but that's not the important run right now. What really matters is the hitter at the plate. Curtis Mead, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a flyout. Cardinals down to their last out, and Jackson Wilson trying to complete a successful save in his first big league appearance. There's a breaking ball inside, 1-0. The Marlins wearing their classic throwback jerseys, teal uniform with the black lettering and numbers. The Marlins across the chest plate, the Cardinals in their regular road grays. The pitch by Wilson, up and in, 2-0. This is rare for Wilson. He doesn't fall behind 2-0 very often. He throws a lot of strikes. Going to look to come up big right here. He's going to go slider. Ground ball right side. Wilson threw in the perfect pitch right there. It wasn't a fastball, but it was still hittable. And Jackson Wilson, in his first MLB appearance, has a save for the Miami Marlins. A final of 6-4. Welcome to the show, and I'm glad you guys are with us here on Ladder of Light Gaming to witness it. The third-round draft pick in the 2025 draft for the Marlins is now fulfilling his dream here in 2027. And he was called up relatively early in the year, so there's plenty of action still ahead for Jackson Wilson. He beats his favorite team, the St. Louis Cardinals, 6-4. That's what we like to see, y'all. And also we're playing on the hardest difficulty.
Now pitching for the Marlins, number 14,
Jackson Wilson still trying to take it all in as he makes his entrance here in Miami. This one's going to be a little tougher. The Marlins only up 1-0. One-run leads are very, very emotionally challenging for a closer because in the back of their mind, they know if they make one mistake, this is a tie game. So Wilson's trying to thrive under that pressure and beat his former, well, not his former team, but his favorite team growing up yet again. And we would love to retire the side in order, but it's going to be difficult. We got the heart of the order coming up for St. Louis. Beginning with Pedro Pajes. The first pitch from Wilson is a beauty. Swung on and missed. 96 miles per hour, strike one. As you can see, we got that attribute boost. This being a key moment in our career. The 0-1 pitch. Outside. 1-1 to Pedro Pajes. A distribution of Cardinal fans and Marlin fans here at the ballpark in Miami. A lot of St. Louis fans reside here because this is the Cardinals' hub for spring training. Jupiter, Florida, just a short drive away. The pitch. Pajes up there ready to hit, but he rips it foul, and it's 1-2. Wilson looked to tie him up. Didn't quite do that, but he still got his second strike. Now he's going to drop the Uncle Charlie. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss! The first big league strikeout for Jackson Wilson is against his favorite team, the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinal fans are all very familiar with this. That's what they call the Uncle Charlie that Chris Carpenter and Adam Wainwright popularized. One out, nobody on. Jake McCarthy. A couple young guns going at it in the middle of the ring. The pitch by Jackson Wilson is lifted down the left field line, foul. Again, the Cardinals up there ready to hack on the first pitch. They know they're going to usually be getting a strike out of the hand of Wilson. The young rising star out of the University of North Carolina. Oh, and look out, McCarthy is hit by the pitch. That's not good in a 1-0 game. Now Nathan Church, who made the last out in Wilson's debut. He'll come up representing the go-ahead run for St. Louis here in the 9th inning. First pitch from Wilson. Popped in the air out the left. Had Church off balance. 2 down. McCarthy with great speed over at first base. The Cardinals were able to get the tying or go-ahead run to the plate in each of these first 2 games that Jackson Wilson has thrown. Now here's Curtis Mead. He got his first taste of Wilson in the previous game. He's looking to be a hero for St. Louis in Miami. The pitch. Grounded foul as he rolls over a cutter. Wilson using these 5 pitches in his arsenal beautifully thus far. Now the 0-1 on the way. Is lifted in the air to left. Back at the track. It's off the wall. And McCarthy is going to come around and tie the game for St. Louis. Look at him fly. And Curtis Mead has issued Wilson his first blown save at the big league level and a fired-up dugout for St. Louis. Great pitch in on his hands, but Curtis Mead got just enough behind it to get it over the left fielder. And now it's on Wilson to keep this game tied. That hit batter comes back to bite him. Now Mitch Jebb. Strike 1. Now there is a positive to this situation. He got his first career blown save, fittingly against his favorite team, the Cardinals. But Wilson can still win it. The delivery.
Ball high.
Wouldn't hurt to take a look on that one. All right, good eyes by the umpire. So St. Louis has tied it on an RBI double by Meade that allowed the tying run to score from first base. Now here comes a 1-1 from Wilson. Perfect release, and there's a ground ball. In the hole, it's short. And Wilson, even though he wasn't able to hold on for the save, he keeps the game tied, and now the Marlins will have an opportunity to win it themselves. Willie Castro, Otto Lopez, and Xavier Edwards coming up. We failed to do so, and now here's Samas Sadducee here in this 10th inning. Wilson's going to go back to work. And his first pitch. Sagasi. First pitch swinging, fly ball into left. Catch is made for out number 1. Good start to this inning for Jackson Wilson. He picks up a crucial first out. Now J.J. Bleday. Bleday still looking for his first hit of the afternoon. He's 0 for 4 with a strikeout, a fly out, and a pop out. This is his first time facing Wilson. Going to go up and in with the high cutter. The pitch. Perfect release. Bleday with a foul. 0-1. Wilson came in with a 1-0 lead in the top of the 9th inning. Hit a batter with 1 out. And then it came back to bite him. He gave up a 2-out game-tying double. Now here we are in extra frames. Wilson in his second frame of work. That's taken downstairs. 1-1 on J.J. Bleday. Go ahead run at second base. That's the automatic manufactured runner based on the new extra inning rule. There's strike 2. That's going to get reversed. That's over the heart of the plate. Thank goodness we have this ABS system because Jackson Wilson has been able to overturn so many calls throughout his young career. I'm telling you, umpire, you're not going to be able to get away with bad decisions this year, usually. 1-2 from Wilson. Fly ball down the right field line. Bleday stays alive, 1-2. Now let's go downstairs with the breaking ball, looking to put him away. The pitch by Wilson. Look at that hook. Ground ball into the left side, a base hit, and the Cardinals are going to take the lead 2-1.
He's in there. He's safe.
Great hitting by J.J. Bleday, and the Cardinals are looking for a come-from-behind victory in Miami. Wilson got the ground ball, but it was right between the fielders. Perfectly placed by St. Louis, and now the manager is going to make a move. Wilson is on the losing side. Unfortunately, this is natural for many just getting used to the bigs. You're going to get humbled quickly more often than not, and that's what happened with Wilson here today after he was able to put the Cardinals away in his debut. St. Louis rallies, and the Cardinals win it. Jackson Wilson holds his head in defeat. The pitching with an absolute gem here today. They threw 8 scoreless frames, but Wilson blew it. Gave up a run in the 9th and another in the 10th. But also the Marlins, their inability to hit also came back to bite them. You can't expect to win consistently scoring just 1 run. And when you can't score at that runner at second, nobody out in extra innings, you just don't deserve to win. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. But no harm done. I mean, nobody's perfect. So Wilson gets his first loss and his first blown save out of the way, showing that he's human. Now we no longer have to worry about perfection. That's a blessing in disguise because now we can pitch a little bit looser. Because even though people don't want to admit it, whenever they've got perfection still in play, they have a tendency to tighten up, get bunched up a little bit. But that's okay. Wilson can put that behind him. And again, he's got an opportunity against St. Louis with a 1-0 lead. And what do you know? J.J. Bleday, the hero of last game, is his first opponent. Again, got to get out of this inning without scoring a run. The pitcher's giving Wilson another chance to clutch up right here. And Bleday, on the first pitch, hits a high fly ball into center, and we're tied. Back-to-back blown saves for Jackson Wilson against St. Louis, and the Cardinals have tied it. Bleday beats Wilson for the second day in a row. And Heatab, you came at the wrong time. It's the start of the stream. But Wilson's got a couple blown saves at the big league level after getting his first successful shutdown. So we've seen a little bit of everything. Wilson's first blown save, Wilson's first loss, and now his first home run given up. All in one series against the Cardinals. 455 feet off Bleday's bat to dead center. But again, we have to clutch up here, give our team a chance to win. George Springer, the former World Series champion who was picked up by the Cardinals in the offseason, will take his best cut against Jackson Wilson. He's going to start him out with a slider. Off the plate, ball one. So Wilson picks up a save in his debut, and then the Cardinals tag him with back-to-back blown saves the last couple of nights. The 1-0 to Springer. Thought about swinging, but he got crossed up there, and it's 1-1. Wilson elected to go with the cutter on the first pitch. Bleday was ready to hit. Now Wilson looking to get ahead of George Springer, and he'll try to challenge this. Reverse the call, and he gets it. It's a second strike on George Springer. A pitcher's duel here in Miami. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error for the Cardinals. 1 run on 2 hits for Miami. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball ripped, foul. Out of the reach of the third baseman, and we'll do it again. Yeah, that's the plan, Heatab. We need a Hogwarts comeback, keep this game tied, and get in the win column. That's a pretty good pitch by Wilson, and he's going to be absolutely certain. Because that thing looked like it may have nibbled the outside corner. Just a bit low. It's 2-2. Springer, open stance. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wilson with the delivery. That's a home run for George Springer, and the Cardinals take the lead. So no Hogwarts comeback today for Jackson Wilson. Bleday and Springer go back-to-back, and the Cardinals trying to beat Wilson for the second game in a row. Welcome to GOAT difficulty. You make a mistake, it's gone. And they're still going to keep me in the game. I don't know why. But we'll do what we can here, y'all. But that's not where I wanted that pitch, obviously. It was over the heart of the plate. Now Wilson starts out Gorman with a strike. So this would make sense. If we're going to get humbled, it might as well be early in our career, as Gorman is quickly behind, no balls and 2 strikes against Wilson. Gorman, who strikes out quite a bit. Wilson's going to try to make him his first victim. The 0-2 pitch and a foul ball. So the Marlins entered this inning with a 1-0 lead. Bleday and Springer take Wilson deep for back-to-back home runs to take the lead. Now Springer, or rather Gorman, fighting to stay alive with 2 strikes against Wilson, whose confidence is very low right now. That's why you don't see that second meter. Gorman, for a guy that doesn't strike out, for a guy that strikes out a lot, definitely showing a lot of fight right here. The 0-2 pitch and a pop-up into center field. Wilson finally quiets down that offense. He came out really hacking It only took one pitch for Bleday to tie the game, and he hit that ball well because you know when you hit a no-doubter to center field in this big ballpark in Miami, you know you got a hold of it. Now Ivan Herrera. Wilson again is looking to challenge. The pitch looked like a strike, and it was. Caught the outside corner to Ivan Herrera. And now Wilson winds and fires the next. It's going to be a fastball, and Herrera lines one into left. That's going to be caught. 2 down. So you got to give Wilson credit. Not easy to keep pitching after blowing a save like he just did, and now his manager is going to come out and pull him. So Wilson faces 4 hitters, gives up 2 home runs, and gets 2 outs. But that's not going to cut it as a major league closer. Wilson had a 1-0 lead, and off he walks, hoping that his offense can bail him out. Oh my gosh, we tied the game, and we got the W. We did get the Hogwarts comeback, Kitav. So Wilson is denied his second loss. Thank you, teammates. Appreciate it. That's why it's a team game. The win for Ronnie Henriquez, and the Cardinals take this series. I think I said the Cardinals take the series. That would have been the case if their bullpen could lock down the fort, but the Marlins hit the Cardinals with their own medicine. Now it looks like it was a tie. Apparently this was a 4-game series, not 3. So both teams with 2 wins apiece. The Cardinals rally with 2 in the ninth to take a 2-1 advantage, but the Marlins respond with a counterpunch. They push across a pair, and they walk it off. All right, on to the next series. Once again, glad you're with us here on Ladder of Light Gaming. This is Axon Jackson Wilson with MLB 26. Road to the show on GOAT difficulty. We have made it to the show. And now we got a little rivalry series on the road against Tampa Bay. Marlins leading 7-3. Jackson Wilson looking to rebound after giving up 3 runs in his last 2 outings. This is a non-save situation, but a great opportunity for Wilson to get his stuff back. So far, an 0-1 record for Wilson in his first 3 appearances. 1 for 3 in save opportunities with an ERA of 9. He'll start by facing Luis Torrens here on the road in Tampa, where the Marlins are looking to land a rivalry victory against the Tampa Bay Rays. 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up, and a strike from Jackson Wilson on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Wilson making his first appearance on the road. Made 3 appearances against St. Louis in a series which the Marlins split 4 games. There's strike 2. Wilson working both sides of the plate. Wilson looks in for his next sign. The 0-2 coming to Luis Torrens. Doesn't offer at that junk outside. 1-2. Wilson toes the edge of the pitching slab. 1-2 coming to Luis Torrens. Look out. He hit him in the right shoulder. For the second time in Wilson's career, he's hit somebody. And now it brings in Johnny DeLuca. Maybe that's MLB nerves creeping in, because Wilson only hit 2 batters throughout his whole minor league career. That's not what you want to see, especially with your team leading by 4 runs in the bottom of a 9th inning. DeLuca waits for the first pitch.
No, down.
That's at the knees, but called ball 1. Wilson will challenge just for good measure. And the call is upheld. 1-0 to Johnny DeLuca. The pitch by Wilson.
No.
That's not a strike either. Come on, Blue. You got to give me one of these. Nope. 2-0. But if I put this in the middle of the plate, you know what's going to happen. They're going to hit a home run. It's GOAT difficulty. I'm not stupid. That's what Wilson does, and look, there's a hit. 2 on with nobody out. Man, adversity 2.0 for Jackson Wilson in his first couple of outings. Now all of a sudden the tying run is on deck for the Rays. Trevor Story, 1 for 2 with a base hit. He stands at the plate, an open stance. Wilson's going to challenge him with the fastball. There's strike one. 0-1 to Trevor Story, who on the season is hitting .219 with runners in scoring position. Wilson looking for a double play or something major to limit the damage. There's strike two to Trevor Story. This ain't all bad because now it gives us an opportunity to pitch under pressure. Show the Major League front office what we can do. The 0-2 pitch. Line drive, caught by the second baseman. Good pitch by Wilson. Story had no choice but to protect. And all the second baseman had to do was drift 2 steps to his right. 1 down, 2 to go here in the 9th inning. Wilson trying to lock up his second victory in a Marlins uniform. He'll deal with another young rising star in Carson Williams. First pitch to Williams is grounded foul. First pitch cutter from Wilson. It's 0-1. Wilson's starting to get a lot more movement on his pitches. As the 0-1 for Williams gets away. Catcher's going to have to go save it. But now we got my first career wild pitch. Now the Rays will have an opportunity to get some runs on the board here in the bottom of the 9th inning. All it's going to take is contact from Williams. You can see that curveball had so much nasty stuff on it that the catcher had no chance of stopping that. And now Williams is jammed. Pops it into right field. The catch is made. The runners will not tag. Again, Jackson Wilson, a superb job pitching under pressure.
The third baseman.
Even though that run scores, that still wouldn't make a difference because the Marlins would still have a commanding lead. But that's besides the point. The point is that Wilson is keeping them off the scoreboard in general, despite having 2 in scoring position. Any type of solid contact would have scored a run in that situation. And that's got to make the Marlins feel great. After Jackson Wilson went through his first humbling experience in that home series against St. Louis. Now he just has to retire Phil Jones and send everybody home. Strike one. Jones taking all the way with the tying run on deck. All Marlins so far here today, leading 7-3. Wilson trying to save it. Back to the mound. And up the middle past the second baseman, and 2 runs are going to score. The Rays are not done yet. They do deliver against Jackson Wilson. And now the tying run is coming to the plate. Ryan O'Hearn. If they come back from this, guys, I won't know what to say. Ball 1 up and in from Jackson Wilson. Ryan O'Hearn holds the bat high over his shoulder, tightens the batting gloves, and he'll dig in, representing the tying run. The pitch by Wilson on the way. Grounded foul, 1-1. But Wilson's given up at least 1 run in each of his last 3 outings. But thankfully in this game, his team's still ahead 7-5. The pitch to O'Hearn. Fly ball out to center field. This should end it. And it's caught. Marlins hang on. They knock off the Rays, a final of 7-5. No save for Jackson Wilson, but he's still able to get the job done, get the final 3 outs. The Marlins take this series on the road in Tampa, 2 out of 3. Wilson with 2 runs on 2 hits in that 9th inning of work. We haven't walked anybody so far, but we have issued a free pass on a couple of hit by pitches. We definitely got to tighten that up a little bit. But like I said, it's early in my career. Don't worry about that ERA of 11.25. That'll get lower in time. Wilson, for the most part, is doing his thing in terms of throwing strikes. But we got to get a little better if we want to stay on this MLB roster. This will be a good opportunity for me. I got to get a 4-out save here today on the road against a rival. The National League East showdown between the Miami Marlins and the Washington Nationals entered its late stages. Jackson Wilson will enter wearing his alternate road black jersey with the gray pants. Another solid game for the Marlin offense. They put up 7 runs against Tampa Bay. and now 8 here against Washington. Now Wilson, who's got that 11.25 ERA, looking to get locked back in, and there's strike one to Drew Millis. We're at the bottom of the order for Washington, who only has 4 outs left to play with against Jackson Wilson here today. Fly ball into center. This is playable for out number 3. That's one of Jackson Wilson's specialties, throwing strikes, letting his defense do the work behind him. He's got 3 outs to go for his second big league save, and he'll have at least a 3-run lead over the Nationals. And that'll be the case as the top of the order will take its crack against Wilson. Here's Dylan Cruz, who was taken 2nd overall in the MLB draft by the Washington Nationals 5 years ago. Wilson starts him out with a slider, not the fastball. Misses outside 1-0. 8-5 Marlins, bottom of the 9th inning here in D.C. The 1-0 pitch from Jackson Wilson, working from the stretch. With the bases empty, it's 2-0. You don't want to put anybody on base here. Wilson looks to battle back against Cruz. 3-0. The only thing that Wilson hasn't issued in his young career is a walk. He's given up a home run. He has a blown save. He has a loss. He's hit a batter. And it wouldn't hurt to challenge that, especially on 3-0. Come on back, Cruz. Come on back. That was a good take. But Wilson gets the call. Going to challenge him again. 3-1. Popped in the air to the center. Wilson comes back to get him. 1 down here in the 9th. Not so fast, Dylan Cruz. No 9th inning rally for you. Wilson's retired the first 2 he has faced. They're in this contest against Washington, in which he was asked for a 4-out save. The dynamic challenge is very fitting. Dial it back in. And we got some room to breathe here. Let's use that to our advantage. Just to be fair, Wilson's been under a lot of tight situations with 1-run leads. That's not easy for somebody just getting his feet wet at the major league level. This is definitely some nice therapy, though. Wilson starts James Wood out with a strike. Now misses upstairs, 1-1. Now Wilson thought that may have been strike 2. The umpire doesn't give it to him. And look, sure enough, that was over the outside corner. Definitely should have challenged that. Now the 1-1, grounded to third. It doesn't matter. Wilson got the 2nd out anyway. 3 up, 3 down so far here today against the Nationals for Jackson Wilson. Last man standing for Washington is C.J. Abrams. A lot of young studs here in this lineup for Washington. Wilson also trying to prove that he is a young stud. First pitch to C.J. Abrams is a strike. Over the inside corner, 0-1. I'll tell you what, you talk about making an impression. Not only getting the 4-out save, but potentially doing it without a scratch. 2 strikes to C.J. Abrams. Wilson, who missed with his first 3 pitches outside to begin the 9th inning. He came back to retire Abrams. Or not Abrams. He came back to retire Dylan Cruz. And now Abrams with a pop-up. This one into right field. Back at the track. 4 up, 4 down for Jackson Wilson. And the Marlins win it, a final of 8-5. Jackson Wilson with his 2nd career big league save. And Miami, after taking 2 out of 3 in Tampa, is off to a great start here in D.C. The strong road trip continues for the Fish, who look to continue swimming upstream and bounce back with an even better attitude with the flip of a calendar month. Great start to June. Actually, I think we're in July because we're close to the All-Star break. But either way, we're getting the new month off to a solid start. Well, that was much needed for Wilson after giving up at least 1 run in his last 3 outings. All right, let's see what else we got for this Nationals team.
Number 14, Jackson
Here is Wilson. Just picked up his second save. And he's going for number 3 right here in the bottom of this 11th inning with the Marlins ahead of the Nationals 3-2. Drew Millis, the number 9 hitter, will lead things off. First pitch from Wilson.
Ball.
Inside for a ball. Millis has struggled with runners in scoring position, hitting .091. This is going to stick with the fastball up in the zone. And he jams Millis, who pops one out beyond second. The catch is made, one down. And now the runner's going to tag. That was a foolish move, you would think, but he beats it. Despite the second baseman making that catch, the runner still tagged from third. And now the Nationals can tie the game with solid contact. There's really no point in throwing anybody a perfect pitch in this situation.
Ball 1.
We're going to walk Jacob Young. We're going to set up a double play. So now you've seen the first walk for Jackson Wilson. And now James Wood. First and third, one out. Bottom of the 11th inning. Wilson ready from the stretch. He throws. Wood takes ball 1. The majority of these National hitters have struggled in this spot. An unearned run standing over at third. That's the tying run. Winning run at first following the intentional walk from Wilson. Here's a big swing by Wood, but he swung through the changeup. It's 1-1. Good speed over at third base. So much so that he's able to score even on a fly ball out beyond the infield. Wilson's got to be careful in this spot. Oh, are you sure about that, umpire? Come on. Come on, that had to have nibbled the corner. Wow. Good take by James Wood. 2-1 the count. So we got to be expecting a swing right here, so let's go breaking ball to Wood. The pitch by Wilson. Ground ball over the head of the first baseman, but it's going to go foul. Boy, the Marlins caught a break on that bouncer. Got to love this late inning drama. They keep the lead, and now the 2-2 pitch from Wilson. Struck him out swinging. 2 down in the 11th. That's 6 straight batters retired by Jackson Wilson in this series. And he's 1 out away from somehow, some way, getting the Marlins out of this and locking up a third save. This is a great way to silence the doubters if he can hang on. A swing and a miss by C.J. Abrams for strike 1. Wilson becoming a road warrior here in D.C. as he tries to put away C.J. Abrams and put a cap on a memorable victory for Miami. It's currently a 3-2 lead. Diving catch by the first baseman. That is your ball game. And this crowd in D.C. is shocked. The young Miami Marlins take out the Nationals again. They showcase Hearts of Lions. And Jackson Wilson has back-to-back saves. His first series with multi-save performances. And the Marlins improved to 42 and 47. My bad, guys. I'm kind of all over the place with my broadcasting right now, but when you're broadcasting and playing the game at the same time, it's quite the challenge. But hey, I'm doing it for you because I love you guys. This is Ladder Blight Gaming with Action Jackson Wilson. Glad you guys are with us. Back-to-back statements by Wilson here in D.C. And I honestly think I would have been called back down to the minors if I didn't execute in this particular weekend. So this could have been a career-defining series for all we know in terms of Jackson Wilson's trajectory where he was headed. Marlins take 3 out of 4 from the Washington Nationals. And now they'll go up against the Detroit Tigers in interleague play, followed by Baltimore leading up to the All-Star break. All right, Wilson looking to get back on track at home. He looked like the player the Marlins envisioned in the road uniforms. But after getting humbled the last couple of outings here at Marlins Park against St. Louis, Wilson looking to show he belongs. A couple of changes on defense for the Marlins. Ryan Clifford will take over at first base. Jackson Wilson will relieve on the mound. He'll face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Detroit Tigers in a tie game. It's 6-6 here in Miami. First pitch from Wilson is at the knees, but called ball 1 to Luis Garcia. Wilson had an ERA of 11.25 entering that last series with Washington, but he retired 7 straight hitters for back-to-back saves, which dropped that down to the mid-7s. That looked like a strike. You may want to take another look at that. Good eye by Garcia, but it is in Wilson's favor. That's a credit to the Wilson's rookie reliever. Left Garcia no choice but to keep that bat on his shoulder. Now the 1-1 pitch. Back inside, and it's 2-1. Hitters count for Luis Garcia. Batting in a tie game for the Tigers, 6-6 in the ninth. Outside 3-1. Big pitch coming right here for Jackson Wilson. Going to go with the cutter, not the fastball. And Garcia gets jammed. Floats one into left, one down here in the ninth. Wilson has now retired 8 consecutive hitters. He's either getting strikeouts or he's pitching to contact successively. This is what the Marlins drafted. And now it looks like they're finally starting to see it after Wilson was humbled in back-to-back outings. Here's a slow ground ball to third. Wilson went with the first pitch slider. There's 2 down here in the top of the ninth.
Up next for the Tigers, the center fielder.
Wilson owning interleague play up to this point. And now he'll try to put away Parker Meadows and give the Marlins an opportunity to win this game in the bottom of the ninth. First pitch from Wilson to Meadows. Perfect release. Another slow ground ball. This time the shortstop will take it. And a gorgeous jump throw to first base. 3 up, 3 down. A showcase of defense mixed with solid pitching for this young and up-and-coming Marlins team. They're coming to bat with a chance to beat the Tigers here at home. It's 6-6. And they do it! Congratulations to Jackson Wilson on his first big league win. The Marlins with the walk-off in the bottom of the ninth inning. And it's the best kind of walk-off. It's a home run. 7-6. The Marlins take this game and the series from the Detroit Tigers. And if the last 3 outings were any indication, Jackson Wilson is here to stay for now, here in Miami. Check out Griffin Conine. I could be wrong, but I think he's Jeff Conine's son. His father also played for the Marlins. He was on the 2003 World Series championship squad. And now his son is up here doing big things. 4 for 4 on the day. And he leads the Marlins to another big win. All right, next up, Baltimore Orioles. The very next night, here comes Jackson Wilson again, this time in a save situation. But this will not be an easy ninth inning. He's going up against a couple of titans, Adley Rutschman, Pete Alonso, and perhaps somebody like Jackson Holliday. Because this Baltimore lineup is just loaded with young sluggers. There's no excuses. Closing time is closing time. The job has to get done. And Wilson's going to look to cap off a come-from-behind victory for the Marlins. They were trailing by 3 entering the bottom of the 7th. They got 2 in the bottom half of the 7th, and then 1 in the 8th to take this lead of 4-3. Here is the catcher out of Oregon State, Adley Rutschman, who became a baseball legend before he was even drafted. He hit a game-winning home run in the elimination game of the College World Series finals against Arkansas back in 2018. That set the stage for the rubber match, which was dominated by the Beavers, a final of 5-0. Rutschman trying to play more hero ball here against Jackson Wilson here in the ninth. First pitch from Wilson is tapped foul at the plate by Rutschman. He went up there with the mentality, I'm going to hit the first pitch out of the ballpark for a home run. And that's happened to Wilson before. Earlier this season against St. Louis, he came in with a 1-0 lead. Gave up a game-tying home run on the first pitch. He doesn't want that here against Rutschman, and that's a good spot to put that fastball 0-2. Wilson 3 for 5 in his first save opportunities. Was called up by the Marlins in mid-June, and now here we are in mid-July. The 0-2 pitch to Rutschman. Rolls it over to second. Ever since he gave up 2 runs in a road contest against Tampa Bay, Wilson has retired 9 consecutive hitters. That's a big first out here with Pete Alonso lurking for the Orioles. Here is Jeremiah Jackson. He scored a run and doubled twice. How about a first pitch slider? The pitch by Wilson. Strike one. This crowd getting louder and louder with every pitch here in Miami. They're so stoked to see Wilson here in the show. So far, he's thriving. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes to Jeremiah Jackson. We talked about this multiple times. Wilson is not the pitcher you want to be taking against. He'll get ahead of you lickety-split. And now Jackson takes it low, but we're going to double check. That was a vicious breaking ball from Jackson Wilson, and he just misses out number 2. Great discipline by Jeremiah Jackson, and now Wilson's going to give him a slider off the plate. 2-2 coming. Check swing. Challenge it. But he was able to hold up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Back inside with the fastball. The delivery by Wilson. Popped in the air. Right center field. 10 straight. Retired by Jackson Wilson. And now, the former number 1 overall pick, Jackson Holliday, the last man standing for the Orioles. The son of Matt Holliday waits for the first pitch from Jackson Wilson, and he pops up into left field. 3 up, 3 down go the Orioles, and Jackson Wilson has another successful save, his 4th of his young career. So Wilson overcoming his first humbling experience, responding in a big way. 12 straight retired, and he now has 3 consecutive saves, a win, and he's locked up 4 consecutive appearances that he has been in. He had a non-save situation against Tampa Bay to begin this run, but after giving up 2 runs before hanging on for a 7-5 victory, Wilson has been untouchable ever since. Going into the All-Star break on a high note, that ERA, which started out in double digits at 11.4, is now 5.4. That's a champion's answer that we are seeing from Jackson Wilson here on GOAT Difficulty. And hold the phone, we're not going to the All-Star break just yet. Wilson's going to have an opportunity to go in on an even higher note. The jumbo screen says, slam the door. And that's the mentality of the fans here at Lone Depot Park as Jackson Wilson enters for another important appearance. Marlins 3, Orioles 3. And here is the rematch between Jackson Wilson and Jackson Holliday. This time Holliday with a little less pressure on him. Batting in a tie game, not with his team trailing. And Wilson backs him off the plate. It's 1-0. So the message has been sent to Jackson Holliday. Wilson's not backing down from him. The 1-0 pitch popped up in about the same part of the park. This is again playable, and Jackson Wilson has Jackson Holliday's number to begin his career. 2 at-bats, 2 pop-outs. Marlins looking to win again as they send up the heart of their order for the bottom of the ninth. All right, extra frames, free baseball here in Miami. 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up for Baltimore, starting with Gunnar Henderson. Jackson Holliday will get situated over at second. He represents the go-ahead run, and here's a high fly ball into center field by Gunnar Henderson. Back at the track, the catch is not going to be made because it's over the wall for a home run. Gunnar Henderson busts Wilson's streak by busting a hanging slider, and Baltimore has the lead. 5-3 here in the 10th. That's a tough break for Jackson Wilson. Hoping that it would stay in the ballpark, but that just kept on carrying. Center fielder nearly came up with it, but Gunnar Henderson is the hero temporarily for Baltimore. And now Pete Alonso. Now the catcher will go out to talk to Jackson Wilson. What a great run. 13 consecutive hitters retired. And now Wilson looking to start a new streak. Give his team an opportunity for a potential miracle in the bottom of this 10th. Pete Alonso ready to hit. He hits a fly ball into right, but that's going to be caught. Got to give Wilson credit. Not scared of Alonso even after what happened with Gunnar Henderson, who took him deep for a 2-run homer. Now Colton Cowser. Wilson showing a lot of guts. He looks to keep Miami in this game. First pitch to Cowser. He's ready to hit, and that's going to get down into the left field corner. Cowser's going to have a one-out double here in the 10th as the Orioles look for some more insurance. Home run by Gunnar Henderson. The manufactured run over at second. And now Cowser goes the other way. He handles a tough pitch from Wilson on that cutter. Now Jordan Westburg. Ball one outside. We're already losing by 2 runs. No need to get cute. Just go after them. If they beat us, they beat us. 1-0 pitch. Ground ball to short. Good play there. 2 down. If you take away that home run, that's the only, that's really been it for Jackson Wilson the last couple of games. Wilson gives up 2 hits, including a go-ahead home run, but his manager gives him a friendly pat on the back. Not fully his fault. Number 1, home runs happen to every pitcher, but 2, it kind of was a tough situation to be in the first place. The Marlins showing a lot of fight, however, in the bottom of this inning. But we come up short. That home run by Gunnar Henderson was the difference in the game. Jackson Wilson's going to take his second loss. But regardless, it's been a solid month of July for us. I believe we still took the series. And now we'll go to the All-Star break. All right, I doubt we're going to be part of the All-Star festivities, so sim on through. Never hurts to get more break on that slider. Wilson's definitely been showcasing a lot more movement ever since he first got drafted. The effectiveness of his pitches is key. You can't just throw strikes. You have to do it effectively. And now here's another save situation for Jackson Wilson to begin the second half of the Major League season. The Marlins currently have a record of 46-54. Jackson Wilson, who so far has saved 4 of his 6 opportunities, will look to make it 5 for 7. The Marlins have been solid on both sides of the ball today, manufacturing 3 runs of offense and putting up a goose egg on defense.
Leading up for the Reds, the designated
It's rally time here in Cincinnati. Jackson Wilson trying to shut it down. He's been a force to be reckoned with, especially away from Miami, and he starts Brujan out with strike 1. Wilson's last road appearance was against the Washington Nationals, which he picked up back-to-back saves, retiring all 9 hitters he faced. Now the 0-1 to Brujan. It's routed foul on a fastball at 98 miles per hour. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Wilson looks in, working from the stretch with the bases empty. The pitch. Breaking ball. Bruggen moved his shoulders, but he was able to keep the bat up. Now the 1-2 from Wilson. Lifted down the left field line. This is curling toward the seats and caught for out number 1. So a good start to this 9th inning for Jackson Wilson, the young closer for the Miami Marlins, who's anticipating his first full season in the bigs for 2028. He's already showing the world what he can do here in 2027. Throwing strikes, doing it effectively. He's only got 1 free pass in his first 10 outings. He has hit a couple batters. That hasn't ultimately impacted his confidence. 0-2 the count to Gerard Encarnacion. We just worked on this slider in our bullpen session. And Wilson showing off the effectiveness of it. He had Encarnacion off balance. Now let's give him the Uncle Charlie. 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Encarnacion able to lay off. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Encarnacion. Batting for the Reds here in the 9th inning. 3-0 Miami. 2 outs away from a win. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Take a seat. 98-mile-an-hour fastball up and in from Jackson Wilson. His first strikeout of the night. Now the last hope for Cincinnati, Matt McLain. Wilson showing how you protect the commanding lead. Once that confidence bar gets all the way up, that's bad news for our opponents. There's a strike on a changeup up in the zone, and there's a look at Terry Francona. It's been a frustrating night for him. His offense is not able to get going against this young Miami rotation. 99-mile-an-hour fastball in the next delivery from Wilson. That tails inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Matt McCain. The Reds need 2 runners to get on to have a chance. And McCain is off balance. 1-2. Wilson 1 strike away from his 5th save as a member of the Miami Marlins. He kicks and deals. Perfect release, but McCain doesn't offer. That one gets away from the catcher. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wilson from the stretch. Bases empty. The pitch. Cutter. Strike 3 called. Placed perfectly at the knees. 5 saves for Jackson Wilson since being called up by the Miami Marlins, who pick up a quality win over the Cincinnati Reds as they beat Hunter Green 3-0. Look at this current month for Jackson Wilson. 1.42 earned run average. That only run was on a solo blast by Gunnar Henderson of the Baltimore Orioles in a tie game. That happened last week before the All-Star break. But if you take that away, not a scratch. Just a couple of smudges. A couple of hits given up. Excuse me. But Jackson Wilson was able to stay composed. I'll tell you, me and Hammy from Over the Hedge would get along. You guys haven't seen Over the Hedge. You definitely need to. I'm talking about that one part where Hammy's thanking everybody for all their help and he burps in between. He's like, thank you. Matter of fact, Over the Hedge is celebrating its 20th anniversary this month. That's making me feel old. Speaking of old, I'm turning 31 this Sunday.
Leading off for the Reds, the second baseman, Matt.
Now back to our regular scheduled programming. 5-2 Miami with another 3-run advantage as Jackson Wilson goes up against the heart of the Reds order here in the ninth. Umpire. That pitch looked like it was right over the plate, but it broke outside at the last moment. I'll tell you what, it never hurts to challenge, especially to begin an inning, because every delivery matters. There's a strike from Jackson Wilson. 1-1 to Matt McLain. Got to keep everything down. And over the corners. 1-1. Slider. That's strike 2. I'll tell you, we've had a lot of takes from these hitters as of late. That's also a great sign for Wilson because if they know he's throwing strikes and they're still taking them, he's got a lot of nasty stuff. McLean able to stay alive. Wilson looked to tie him up with that fastball at 98 miles per hour. Another 1-2 delivery. Changeup, ground ball to the shortstop. Fields it cleanly, steps, throws, one away. We've seen vintage Jackson Wilson here in Cincinnati. He has become a road warrior away from Miami. All the runs he's been giving up have been at Lone Depot Park. But when it comes down to crunch time in front of the opposing fans, Wilson has been all nails. Ground ball to first, one hop, 2 down here in the ninth. I don't know if you guys heard, but there was a Reds fan in the background that said, "Are you kidding me?" People are starting to take notice of the effectiveness of Jackson Wilson as he deals with Vidal Bruggen. The Marlins 1 out away from another victory. They started out the second half of this season strong, and there's a perfect fastball for strike 1 at 98 miles per hour. Wilson can pitch confidently with a 3-run lead, knowing that the hitters are going to most likely be taking in this situation. He jams Bruggen. Just another day at the office for Jackson Wilson, who is settling into his big league role. Kiko Lowlams, I tell you what, you and your timing on these comments. 6 saves for Jackson Wilson in a Marlins uniform in 8 opportunities, and his ERA continues to sink. If you're just joining Kiko Lowlams, we started out with a couple of humbling experiences, but Jackson Wilson's ERA, which was once 11.4, is now down to 4.76 in just 3 weeks. We just passed the All-Star break, so obviously we weren't in any of those festivities. But what about next year, when Wilson most likely suits up for his first full season? Everybody in anticipation of Wilson's 2028 rookie campaign, and he's given them a nice preview. 6 of 8 in save opportunities. The ERA is 4.76, but that ERA doesn't do justice with how Wilson has been as of late. Marlins looking for a sweep of the Cincinnati Reds, and Jackson Wilson could be the bookend of all 3 of those victories. Wilson looks in to get the sign for Austin Hendrick. Catcher puts down a fastball. Here comes Wilson. Perfect release. Ground ball to first. That's a fair ball. 1 down here in the ninth. When you're hot, you're hot. And it only took 1 pitch for Wilson to stay in the zone right there. Throw strikes, let your defense do the work. Vidal Bruggen, who's still looking for his first career hit against Jackson Wilson. He's 0 for his first 2. Wilson kicks and deals. Cutters over the inside corner. Call the ball, but let's challenge. If this is overturned, that's pinpoint control mastery from Jackson Wilson. And look how close that was. 1-0 the count. Go after him with the fastball. 1-0. That's over the outside corner, but it's 2-0. Hitters count coming up for Bruggen, so we're going to drop the breaking ball on him. 2-0 from Wilson. Uncle Charlie, that's a beauty. Bruggen taps it foul at the plate. It's 2-1. Wilson goes back inside. 2-1 coming. Perfect release. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now let's drop the slider on him. 2-2 with the bases empty, 1 out. Ground ball past the shortstop into center field. A 1-out single for Cincinnati here in the bottom of the ninth, and the Reds have life against Jackson Wilson, who has been untouchable the last couple of appearances. Tim Tawa, the infielders look for the double play ball. Reds mascot trying to fire up the fans who are on their feet. Reds trying to come from behind to deny Miami a sweep. The pitch, strike 1 to Tawa. Wilson getting right back to work. Trying to put out the fire right here and lock up a 5-3 victory. Slider hit in the air to left center. Back at the track, and it's down. It one-hops the wall. 1 run is going to score for Cincinnati, and the tying run goes to second with 1 out. So Jackson Wilson gives up his first run away from home, but it's not a lost cause yet. We're at the bottom of the order for Cincinnati, and we still have a 1-run lead. Key Brian Hayes. Wilson doesn't look towards second. He goes right for the batter, and he pops him up. but it's going to go out of play, strike one. Brian Hayes trying to tie this up with a well-placed hit into the outfield. The 0-1 from Wilson. That's a perfect release, but it's taken downstairs. 1-1. So Wilson, who came into this game with a 1.1 ERA in the month of July, the Reds finally get to him, but they still haven't tied it. Brian Hayes makes the second out. The win is all that matters. And you know what? If we give up one run, we still win, so be it. The management will definitely understand, because you take away this appearance from Jackson Wilson, he hasn't given up anything since June in a save situation. And now it comes down to the number 9 hitter, Henry Davis. Rests the bat over his back shoulder. The pitch by Wilson. Flied in the air to left field. Back at the track. It is gone, and the Reds win! Henry Davis with the moment of his career. He takes Wilson deep for the walk-off and ultimate stinger. Welcome to GOAT difficulty here on MLB The Show. Henry Davis on an inside fastball beats Wilson. And the Marlins are denied the sweep. Wilson gave him the fastball in on his hands. Davis got a good pitch to hit, and he knew it right away. This is where baseball can become a frustrating sport. You have somebody on the ropes. What made it even worse is we had a 5-0 lead. The Reds with 1 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, and then Medlum at Great American Ballpark. Man, it sucks. All right, shake it off. We're coming back home. That's the 3rd blown save for Jackson Wilson in his young career. But he looks to get right back to it. I mean, I was bound to get humbled on the road eventually. All right, now we're at 56 overall. That's another thing. Despite the low overall, we're still making a name for ourselves at the big league level. All right, back to business. Now, it is worth mentioning, even though we're up 3, this isn't a guarantee, because Wilson just gave up 3 runs in his last outing. But no worries. No worries. New series, new attitude. Wilson's been great with the exception of his last appearance. And he'll look to close out the Colorado Rockies in front of his home fans, leading 5-2 in the top of the 9th inning. Ryan Ritter, first to hit for Colorado, as Jackson Wilson looks for his 7th save in his first 10 opportunities. First pitch fastball, swung on and missed. 98 miles per hour. Top of the order for the Colorado Rockies. Wilson looks in for another sign. The 0-1. Slider, that's swung on and missed. Ladies and gentlemen, we got an angry Jackson Wilson, and it's made evident by the movement on those first 2 pitches. The 0-2, breaking ball. Ritter is gone! This right here is how you bounce back from a game that doesn't go your way. 3 pitches, 3 swings and misses for Jackson Wilson, who looks to get back on track here at home. Now TJ Rumfield. Rumfield batting from the left side. He'll probably be taking in this spot with the Rockies up by, or trailing by 3. You got that right, Kiko Lowams. Redemption time. Because honestly, Wilson didn't throw any bad pitches against Cincinnati. It was just better offense. Misses with ball 1 to Rumfield. And now here comes a breaking ball that drops in, but it's taken low, 2-0. And now Rumfield should be taking all the way. Give him a changeup instead of a fastball. The pitch by Wilson, 3-0. Tell you, if you're the Marlins, you don't want any base runners in this situation. Wilson trying to clutch up right here. Strike 1. Give him another fastball. Go after him. Make him put it in play. In the air to left. Wilson can't get him. That drops for a 1-out double. So Rumfield works the count in his favor, 3-1, and gives the Rockies life here in the 9th inning. Now Zach Veen holds the bat high over his shoulder. The pitch by Wilson. Changeup. That's a strike, umpire. How can you miss that call? Look how much of the strike zone this caught. Actually, that was more off the plate than I thought, but still, that's a strike. That's over the outside corner. Now the 0-1 to Zach Veen. Jammed him. Popped foul. Out of play. Strike 2. So Wilson, who started this inning with a strikeout, looking to pick up another one right here with a runner at second. He does! 2 down here in the Rocky ninth. The bottom fell out of that pitch. And now it's going to be up to Hunter Goodman. A double in between, but 2 strikeouts for Jackson Wilson here in the 9th. Crowd rises to its feet here in Miami. Marlins looking to get back in the win column, and a perfect slider from Jackson Wilson at strike 1. Change up off the plate coming next to Hunter Goodman. Wilson working at a rapid pace. That's taken outside, 1-1. Wilson so far in his career has got 6 saves and 9 opportunities. For those of you just joining us, we're on GOAT difficulty here on MLB The Show. And Wilson 1 strike away from locking up another victory for the Miami Marlins. Wilson made his debut in the MLB about a month ago, and he has had a solid month of June. The 1-2 pitch. Goodman takes a breaking ball outside. The count evens 2-2. Wilson, who has an ERA just above 2 since the month of July started, trying to electrify this home crowd in Miami to pick up his 7th save. The 2-2 pitch. Just inside. But now we got a full count. Brenton Doyle waiting on deck. Hunter Goodman will be off with this pitch from second. Wilson's going to go with the slider. 3-2 coming. Swing and a miss! The tempting slider that looked perfect down the middle of the plate. But Goodman was completely fooled, and Wilson picks up his 7th save to tie this home series with the Rockies. Huge, huge. Strikeout rate increases to 12.5 as Wilson fans the side. Strands that runner at second base. Oh, we needed that. In a big way, we needed that.
Now pitching for the Marlins.
All right, let's get us more of the Rockies, shall we? Wilson trying to keep the Rockies as cold as the actual Rockies. It's closing time once again here in Miami, as Jackson Wilson enters for what hopefully will be another save situation. He's 7 of 10 so far. ERA could be better, but you can't expect that to be perfect as a rookie, especially on GOAT difficulty where it feels like the actual major leagues. That's another reason why I play on the hardest difficulty, because it makes you feel like you're playing against actual professional players. Fly ball into right. How about Jackson Wilson? 1 pitch to get out of the 8th inning. Don't want to speak too soon, but it looks like the shutdown Jackson Wilson has returned for this series against Colorado. But we still got to get 3 outs in the 9th. We put out 1 fire. We got to keep it out now. Ezekiel Tovar, first to bat for Colorado, who's got work to do, trailing by 2 runs. They need a base runner to have a chance. Here's a first pitch hack for Tovar. It results in a foul ball into the right field seats. 0-1. Wilson going right after him with the smoke. The 0-1 delivery. Jammed him. Fly ball into left center. Plenty of room out there. 1 down. So Wilson, who blew his first 2 saves of his career here in this ballpark, is flipping the script after blowing his 3rd save on the road. Akil Baddoo, picked up from the Detroit Tigers in the offseason as a young addition to this Rockies team. Can't start a fire right here. He grounds out to short. Wilson has only needed 6 pitches to retire 3 batters. You talk about being an effective pitcher. Actually, correct that. 4 pitches. 4 pitches to retire 3 Rockies. Throwing strikes and letting your defense do the work. It's one thing Jackson Wilson's very capable of doing. There's another one in the zone. for strike one. You guys need an update on stats. Wilson's only walked one batter throughout his whole career. He's also hit 2 batters, but he has been super effective aside from that. No balls, 2 strikes. Crowd again on its feet. It's not a sellout, but it's still loud. 0-2 coming from Jackson Wilson. Breaking ball. 2 in a row! This time it's a 4-out save. Bad throw by the catcher. Pulls the first baseman off the bag, but thankfully we had a slow runner, and we had plenty of time to regroup. Teammates, if we would have lost after that, I would have been fuming. But the Marlins do their thing. They take 2 out of 3 from the Colorado Rockies. That's now 8 for 11 in save chances for Jackson Wilson on GOAT difficulty here on MLB The Show 2026. We're now in the year 2027, and Wilson is giving everybody a preview of what is hopefully to come in his rookie year for 2028. Wilson came to the Marlins in mid-June, and as we enter the month of August, he is scorching. 7 pitches, all for strikes, retiring all 4 hitters he faced. That is a perfect appearance for Jackson Wilson. Let's go, guys. Staying home for this lengthy homestand. Next up, we got Washington, who Wilson has had a lot of success against as of late. And again, he's going to be asked to come in a pressure situation. We only need 1 out, but there's not much room to breathe. The tying run is on deck for Washington, and it'll be Wilson against the former number 1 pick, Dylan Cruz. Wilson has retired Dylan Cruz earlier this year. And check that out. We got the favorite uniforms once again. All you baseball fans that have been around, you probably would agree with me that that's Miami's best jerseys. That's the throwback Florida Marlins attire, which I wish they would go back to be honest. So here is Jackson Wilson, who is 2 for 2 this year in save opportunities against the Nationals, trying to make it 3 for 3 as he deals with Dylan Cruz. 4-run lead for the Marlins, and this will be a save situation for Jackson Wilson. He's looking to go 8 for his first 11. The task is simple. Record an out. Don't worry about any of the base runners. Just get this hitter out. Ball 1 outside to Dylan Cruz. Wilson will not challenge because that did look like it was outside, and he was correct. We're not going to throw him a fastball. We're going to make him handle the slider. 2-0. Now, we don't want to walk Cruz because of the tying run on deck, so Wilson's going to go after him, but he'll give him a changeup. Make it tempting, but take something off it. There you go. Swing and a miss. Good call by Jackson Wilson and his catcher. 2-1. Now we're going to go upstairs with this. The 2-1 to Cruz, the 2-on, up and in. 3 balls and a strike. So Wilson in danger of issuing his second free pass. You don't want that, especially in this situation. Can he clutch up right here? Tap foul. That was a good pitch right there on 3-1. And now Cruz has a full count. Gonna go change up. Here we go. Power against power. Who wins? Wilson to Cruz. Cruz off the end of the bat. Fly ball into left. Game over. Fire put out. Wilson becoming the extinguisher as he saves the day again against the Nationals. 9 saves in his first 12 opportunities. The ERA continues to lower. What a solid performance all around for the Fish. As you notice, their logo is in the shape of a swordfish. They gave the Nationals the sword today, right to the heart. 16 hits, 7 runs, and Jackson Wilson delivers the final sword, the nail in the coffin. That's his job. Put out the fire, reward his teammates for a job well done. And it's nice to know that the teammates have also had Wilson's back more often than not. We'll definitely have a great future in Miami if we have that kind of mentality in the clubhouse. So Jackson Wilson, who throughout his early YouTube career has been known for playing for organizations that have never won anything, ever. But if they have, it's been a while. That's the case for the Marlins. They haven't won a World Series since 2003. And if you look back on the other sports that we've played, the Minnesota Vikings, who had never won a Super Bowl in their franchise history, Wilson leads them to a championship as a rookie. The Charlotte Hornets, who had never won an NBA championship throughout their history, Wilson leads them to the championship. All glory to God for that man. Win or lose, he gets the glory, but we've had a lot of extra achievements. And I'm so glad you guys have been around for it. And also, we can't forget about backyard baseball. That season we went to the World Series. We fell just short, but we had a lot of memories. Also, don't forget, guys, backyard baseball, the re-released edition coming out in July. We will be streaming that. And Jackson Wilson, who came in for this 9th inning here on MLB The Show, again doing his thing. Top of the order for the Marlins, who are looking to win it against their rival, the Washington Nationals. Edwards, Stowers, and Conine coming up. All right, here we go to the 10th inning. 3-3 game between the Nationals and the Marlins, as Jackson Wilson deals with the heart of the Washington order, beginning with C.J. Abrams. This is a tough position to be in right here. And now here's a line drive down the left field line. What a catch by the left fielder. And the runner will have to retreat back to second. How about Jackson Wilson with the help of Clifford getting a big first out. And now the Nationals will send in a pinch runner, Nasim Nunez, to run over at second. Wilson will not issue a free pass. Not in this situation with a big hitter following another. Dylan Cruz with a chance to finally get redemption against Jackson Wilson. He's 0 for 4 today. He grounded out back in the second. He's hitting .263 on the year. I know they gave me these objectives. We're probably not going to accomplish this particular one. But me and you both know the objective is just to get Cruz out. Runner is going. Fastball, and they got him! No! We challenge this. Why not? Nunez steals third. Wilson threw him the fastball, and he is in there. Clutch steal for the Washington Nationals, but Wilson is still going to go after Cruz with first base open. The pitch. Ground ball to short. The runner does not score. Are you kidding me? Wilson still keeps the game tied. But the job is not done yet. If we get out of this, guys, despite the stolen base of third, with Cruz at the plate, it's going to be up to Brady House. A big out recorded by Jackson Wilson, and now a pop-up. Will this stay in play? No, it's a foul ball. Come on, guys. The pitch. Upstairs. Brady House remaining patient. Good spot for that pitch if you're Jackson Wilson, who came in the 9th inning in a tie game. He kept it tied. And then he's trying to keep this even after having a runner at second, nobody out, and then a runner at third with one out after a clutch steal for the Nationals. Wilson's going to go off the plate with his changeup. The pitch. Perfect release. Swung on and missed. Brady House off balance. He had no chance. And now we're going to go with the slider. Be ready to get this if it gets away. 1-2 coming to House. Outside. Perfect spot right there. Not too far outside and not too far in. We're going to go back up inside with a fastball. 2-2 from Wilson to House. High fly ball into left, and the Nationals have the lead. Wilson one strike away from keeping the game tied, but Brady House was ready to hit the fastball. Another pitch that was up and in, but handled. As a matter of fact, that caught a little bit too much of the plate. Wow, that's a huge backbreaker for the Marlins. Now the pitch by Wilson is a called strike, but called a ball. Challenge this, I think that was a strike. But either way, I cannot believe that happened. One strike away from one of the greatest performances you'll ever see, but now we have to go after Vivas in a 2-run deficit. Out of all things that could have happened, we get that kind of a blast. And now 1-2 from Jackson Wilson. Yeah, that was blasted. Got to give the hitter credit. And of course we strike out the next guy on that exact same pitch. Wilson glad to be out of it, but you could still see the frustration. The freaking ghost runner, man. That's just such a tough situation to pitch out of. And the Nationals are going to win. It wouldn't even have mattered because Even if he hits that home run, it's 4-3 with the bases empty. We couldn't score in the bottom of the ninth inning to begin with. That's on our offense. Yeah, I gave up the home run, but at the same time, you can't score with a runner at second, nobody out. You don't deserve the win. Yeah, I know, man. That ghost runner on GOAT difficulty, it is not a friendly scenario, especially when you got a one-run lead. But the thing is, we were one pitch away from getting out of that anyway. We took the loss, but man, the ERA should still lower because there was only one earned run that I gave up in that inning. What makes it even more frustrating is that was a fly ball. Anywhere else in the ballpark, if it doesn't go over the fence, we're out of the inning. So frustrating. But the Nationals finally get their redemption against Jackson Wilson, but now it's on to Atlanta. These are our division leaders, the Braves. First time that Wilson's gone up against them. He'll try to pick up his 10th save of the year, leading by multiple runs in front of a rocking home crowd. The mission is clear. Slam the door. And Wilson will look to protect a 6-4 advantage here in the ninth inning. Jonah Heim will lead things off for the division-leading Atlanta Braves, who Wilson is getting his first look at. Going to start Jonah Heim out with a cutter. The pitch, strike one. At 94 miles per hour, Wilson coming off a loss in his previous outing in which he gave up a 2-run homer in extra innings against the Washington Nationals. Got 2 quick strikes to Jonah Heim. No balls and 2 strikes. Now let's give him an Uncle Charlie. The 0-2 from Wilson. In the dirt. Good eye by Jonah Heim. It's 1-2. Let's throw that pitch again. See how patient he really is. 1-2 from Wilson. Check swing. He went around. Had a feeling. 1 down here in the ninth. Jackson Wilson bringing out the old Uncle Charlie that was introduced by Chris Carpenter and Adam Wainwright, the team that Wilson grew up loving, the St. Louis Cardinals. 1 down here in the ninth inning for Atlanta, and in walks David Hamilton. He's 0 for 2 with the walk. He's been on base already. He's got to do it again if his team wants to have an opportunity, trailing by 2 runs. Changeup misses inside from Jackson Wilson. It's 1-0. Wilson comes into this game 9 out of 12 in save opportunities, getting his first look at the Atlanta Braves, who currently lead the National League East. The pitch, strike one, over the outside corner to David Hamilton. I tell you, for somebody who's only a 56 overall, Wilson's showing a lot of heart for the Miami Marlins. Ripped into right field, playable, 2 down. Got to give Hamilton a lot of credit. He handled that tough pitch well, but Wilson, with the defense behind him, got 2 outs and nobody on, and now it's up to Carlos Correa. Correa, who started his career at the Houston Astros and went to the Minnesota Twins, and now he's picked up by the Atlanta Braves. Rolls one over to short. Deep in the hole. This is going to be a tough play, but he makes it! 1 hopper into first, and the Marlins have a perfect ninth inning. Wilson is in double digits. 10 saves in his first 13 opportunities here in a Miami Marlins uniform. Great job by the defense yet again, as Jackson Wilson's solid month of July continues. 3.46 ERA. He may have a 1-3 record, but that really doesn't do justice with how effective we've been more often than not. Tell you what, if we're going to make a run in the standings, this is a great way to do it. We got to win every single game in this series, and I'm pretty sure that was the opener. Come on, I want more of these opportunities. These are the series I've been waiting for. We lost the first game. Okay, so the series is tied. 1 game apiece, but we do have an opportunity to take 3 out of 4. But we're going to have to keep the game tied right here. We're in the ninth inning. And this loaded Atlanta Braves lineup, who has picked up a lot of key additions, and Carlos Correa, who we just saw, and now Stephen Kwan, the former Cleveland Guardian, will bat against Wilson in a 4-4 game here in the ninth inning. This is the bottom of the order for Atlanta, but Stephen Kwan is not your ordinary 7-hitter. Batting .338 this year, and he looks at a strike from Jackson Wilson at 98 miles per hour. He's a tough hitter to set down. Wilson is up for the challenge. Working in a hurry. The 0-1. That's down and away. 1-1. Glad you're with us here on Ladder of Light Gaming. This is MLB The Show 26, GOAT difficulty with Action Jackson Wilson. The pitch on the way to Kwan.
That's in.
Wisely takes that slider in on the hands. It's 2-1. 4-4 here in the ninth. And this series is also tied 1-1. The pitch by Wilson to Kwan. That's just a bit outside, 3-1. You don't want to put Stephen Kwan on base to begin this inning. Wilson looking to clutch up right here. And he cannot. He misses downstairs with it. It's a leadoff walk. Wilson's second free pass of the year. And now the infielders will look for the double play ball with Michael Harris due to hit next. That was my fault. I mistimed that cutter. But it's okay. We got to be able to work around this. It's not a safe situation for Wilson. It's the good news. We still need to keep this game tied so we have an opportunity to win it. Here's strike one on a cutter to Michael Harris. Wilson generally has done a great job pitching with runners on base. Trying to continue that against Michael Harris. There's a beautiful fastball over the inside corner. 0-2. Michael Harris, who is a free swinger. Wilson trying to feed off it and get him on strikes. Back to Wilson. He'll throw to second for one. On to first. Not in time. So Wilson picks up his first career infield assist. They get the force play at second, one down here in the ninth. Here's David Hamilton. Go ahead, run at first. Wilson ready from the stretch. He pitches to Hamilton. Lifted in the air out to left center field. Sending him back a few, and it's caught. 2 down. Great job by Wilson so far to work around a leadoff walk. And now he'll look to keep this game tied. Give his team a chance to win in the bottom of this ninth. But now Matt Olson, the best hitter in this Braves lineup, who has 33 home runs and 87 RBIs, stands in. The pitch by Wilson, runner goes, strike one. The throw down, and they can't get Harris. So now he sets up a scoring chance for the Braves with his 6th steal of the year. Take another look. He got a great jump, and he's in there well ahead of the tag. All right, here we go. Matt Olson against Jackson Wilson. The 0-1 pitch. Grounded foul, 0-2. Boy, what a moment in Wilson's career this would be. Setting down somebody like Matt Olson in this kind of a spot. The 0-2 pitch. Wilson's got guts of steel. He got him on strikes. He may be a rookie, but he's got the heart of an all-star. The Marlins are coming to bat with a chance to win it in the ninth. But of course, we don't. And now again, we have another situation with that ghost runner on GOAT difficulty, and we got the heart of the Atlanta Braves lineup. Beginning with Ronald Acuna Jr. There's a foul, strike one. Again, if that run scores, it's not fully on us. Because again, our offense just hasn't been able to provide us support, especially as of late. But Wilson not backing down from any challenge. He's quickly ahead of Ronald Acuna Jr. with no balls and 2 strikes. But let's pull the string on him. The 0-2 pitch to Acuna. Ground ball to third. No movement from the runner. 1 down. First Olson. And now Acuna. 2 proven superstars that Jackson Wilson has set down in the clutch. And they just keep on coming. Here is former World Series champion Austin Riley. Wilson's first pitch with that runner still at second base. Strike one to Austin Riley. Wilson retired Ronald Acuna Jr. on a ground ball to third. That's a huge first out, and now he's going after Riley. The 0-1. Down and in. The runner will not move from second. Wise decision because Matt Olson is not known for his speed. 1 ball and 1 strike. And that's the thing. If Wilson gets a ground ball or a fly ball, that could work in his favor. The 1-1 to Riley. Inside. Backs Riley off the plate a little bit. It's 2-1. Big pitch coming right here. We're going to go breaking ball. The pitch by Wilson. Uncle Charlie. And Austin Riley took the bait. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Atlanta Braves, who are currently holding one of the wild card spots in the National League. The Marlins trying to gain some ground on him in the standings. Wilson trying to give his team another chance to win. Riley rolls one over to third. Again, the runner does not move. 2 down here in the 10th. So again, Jackson Wilson, 1 out away from getting through this, and the manager is going to take us out of the game. Are you kidding me? Okay, if it results in us getting out of the frame, then that's good. But if we give up that run, which would be charged to me when it shouldn't be, I'm going to have a problem. I'm just going to tell you right now, guys, just brace yourselves. If we lose this game in the 10th, there is rage incoming. My teammates heard me. Let's go. We got the win. 5-4 over the Braves. And we'll have a chance to take 3 out of 4 in this crucial series tomorrow. The win for Ronnie Enriquez. And Jackson Wilson with a quality outing to keep the Braves off the board. A walk-off 2-run homer for the Marlins. Look at that, guys. Despite me issuing a rare walk, the Braves do not score. This is what the Marlins want against their young gun, Jackson Wilson. The ERA continues to lower. It's down to 4.82. Wilson, who started out a little rusty at home, is definitely doing his thing now. That'll take us to the end of this series. I don't have to work today, guys, so we're going to keep this going. It's going to be another extended stream here today on MLB The Show 26. We're going to try to get through the rest of this season, to be honest. We've only got 2 months left, so we might as well play it through. Got plenty more action still ahead. Glad you're with us here on Ladder of Light Gaming. This is Jackson Wilson, bringing it to you. This is GOAT difficulty, MLB The Show 26, Road to the Show. We're now officially in the show. Pitching for the Miami Marlins, 10 out of 13 in save opportunities. Continuing to lower that ERA. And now Jackson Wilson will try to get some more road cooking as he looks to protect a 4-2 lead on the road against the Chicago White Sox in interleague play. Colson Montgomery will lead it off for the Sox, who come into this game with a 53-61 record. The Marlins, 54-59. They got a lot of ground to make up if they're going to contend for a playoff spot. But right now it's about playing for the future. And this is one of the bright spots for the Marlins organization. Jackson Wilson has shown a lot of promise throughout the past month, and now here we are in August. He's going to look to keep it up here on the road against the Chicago White Sox. Miami 4, Chicago 2, as Jackson Wilson prepares to hopefully slam the door again. The heart of the order for Chicago, beginning with Colson Montgomery. The pitch by Wilson is a cutter at the knees, called ball 1, but you best believe we're going to get out the ABS system for that. I cannot believe the umpire missed that call, and now they say it was 1-0. Wow. That sucks. Now the 1-0. Montgomery goes after it and fouls it into the seats. 1-1 from Jackson Wilson. 10 for 13 in save opportunities entering this game. 1-1 pitch to Montgomery. High fly ball down the right field line. This is hooking, and it is gone for a home run. It's a 1-run game. Colson Montgomery takes Wilson deep for the round tripper. That's okay. We got to put that one behind us. Treat like the save situation just started. Take another look. Montgomery got under it, but he was able to hook it fair. Oh my gosh, the right fielder nearly brought that one back. And now Jackson Wilson's got a little more added pressure, only leading by 1.
Ball one.
That's a ball, even though that looked like it was over the outside corner to Tim Elko. So Wilson gives up his 4th home run of the year. And now here comes a 1-0 pitch to Tim Elko. And now we have a tie game. Wilson gives up back-to-back home runs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Goat difficulty, strikes again. That's absolutely insane how quickly a game can change. Elko takes Wilson deep. It's 4-4. If I'm the manager, I just take me out of the game because my stuff's a little too good right now. All right, they're going to keep me in. Dustin Harris, 5 home runs given up by Jackson Wilson, and that's his 4th blown save of the season. Now the White Sox are all of a sudden one swing away from winning this game. That's right down the middle. See, this is proof that they don't want me to win. This is proof that they don't want me to win. They called that a ball. That's a strike. But I can't throw it right down the middle because it's not going to be called a strike otherwise. Or I'm going to give up a freaking home run like I did the last 2 times. And now a base hit into left field. Coach, take me out. Take me out, Coach. It's not my night. Take me out of this game. Thank you. This is ridiculous. We still have a chance to win, but my goodness gracious. Sometimes there's going to be these outings where throwing strikes comes back to bite you. And that happened with Jackson Wilson right here. But you know what? We got to keep our head up because, 1, we're a 56 overall. Our stuff's only going to get better. And the White Sox end up winning in extra innings. We didn't get the loss, but we definitely contributed to it. The White Sox with back-to-back home runs to begin the bottom of the 9th inning against Jackson Wilson. And they take this important first game, a final of 8-7. So a rough way to begin the month of August for Jackson Wilson. But let's shake it off. All right, that's the end of the series. Now we got Milwaukee. All right, non-safe situation. Leading 6-0. Definitely couldn't hurt, especially after being in so many pressure situations back to back to back to back. All right, so this game's basically just about us throwing strikes, getting our stuff back. And if things don't go right, we still got a big lead. We take a look at the numbers for Jackson Wilson for his rookie season. Actually, this isn't my rookie season because I was called up in the middle of the year. But when 2028 begins, we'll be officially in the rookie campaign. Wilson starting out, Jesus Made with a slider. He pops that out on the infield for out number 1.
Up next for the Brewers, the catcher.
All right, let's go, guys. Let's not even give them an opportunity to have life. Let's shut the door and walk out of here with a 6-0 victory. First pitch from Jackson Wilson. Strike 1 to Jefferson Cuero. Expect Wilson to be pitching super loose here today with his team all over the Brewers. Breaking ball grounded up the middle. Shortstop to his right. 2 down.
You're out.
There we go. That's much better.
Up next for the Brewers, the third base.
You know what I'm going to start doing, guys? Since my fastball up in the zone is getting hit more times than I want, I'm probably not going to throw that pitch as much because you guys probably see what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for the inside corner, not the middle of the plate. And since my stuff still needs work, I'm probably going to stray away from that. And I'm going to throw a lot more pitches down here at the knees. We got to keep it down, especially when your stuff ain't right. But today it's been A-okay for Wilson, even though that's a base hit into right. No need to panic. We're up 6-0. A 2-out double for the Brewers. as Okamoto, the leadoff man, keeps the game alive with his 14th double of the year. Now Christian Yelich. He's looking to break up the shutout. The pitch by Jackson Wilson. Strike one. That's a strike, umpire. Again, I think we got another bad call. Yes, we do. That's right in the zone. Strike one to Christian Yelich. You'd think the umpire would want to go home if the score is 6-0, but no. We're going to take a risk right here. We're going to go fastball. Fly ball into right. And it's gone. A home run for Yelich. That breaks up the shutout and makes it 6-2. Right on cue, guys. I tried to go back inside with that fastball. It was over the middle of the plate. And Christian Yelich took me deep. But you know what? Still got a 4-run lead. Slider for strike one to Christian Walker. Sometimes GOAT difficulty does not let you live. The 0-1 from Wilson. That's strike two. Slider away. 0-2 pitch. Popped up into center field, and that will do it. Marlins win it 6-2 over the Milwaukee Brewers. Wilson gives up a double and a home run with 2 outs, but a win is a win. Marlins take the series 2 out of 3. On to the next one. The third round draft selection by the Miami Marlins. Again, going through some adversity to begin the month of August. But that's okay. We can get back on track here. If there was a day for me to give up 2 runs, that was the day. The ERA up to 6.41. And now we got another 4-out save incoming. Got another road duel against the Washington Nationals, and Wilson's going to try to keep them off the board. One mistake, and this could be a tie game. This will be the 15th save opportunity for Jackson Wilson. He's 10 out of his first 14 on the season.
Number 14, Jackson Wilson.
He's had a lot of success against the Washington Nationals. He'll look to continue that here in the month of August. The Nationals are at the bottom of the standings. They've got nothing to lose. The Marlins are still mathematically alive in terms of contending for a playoff spot. So every single one of these games matter. Jorbit Vivas, first to bat against Wilson here in the bottom of the 8th. We'll start him out with a cutter that's swung on and missed. 0-1. So Wilson, who's had a rough road trip, has given up 3 home runs in his last 2 outings, including 2 back-to-back solo jacks that tied the game for the Chicago White Sox. Gave up a 2-run homer against the Brewers, but that was with his team up 6-0. He was still able to hold on for the 6-2 win. Looking to put out this fire here in the 8th inning against Washington, and a ground ball foul off the bat of Jorbit Vivas. Wilson being asked for a 4-out save as the catcher puts down a breaking ball. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Wilson pulls the string on Vivas and sends us to the 9th inning with the Marlins leading 4-2. That had to feel good for Wilson. Here's another look on slow-mo. Look at that break. Probably the best that pitch has ever looked throughout Wilson's career. We go to the 9th, 4-2 Marlins in D.C. Scott Kingery to lead off for the Nationals. Rested stance, back of the box. Wilson's first pitch still leading by 2. There's a strike over the outside corner at 95 miles per hour. Wilson trying to get his 11th save in 15 opportunities. He starts Kingery out with 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. Last time Wilson faced the Nationals in a big spot, they took him deep for a 2-out, 2-run homer in the top of the 10th inning in a tie game. But this is a completely different Wilson that they're seeing here in this 9th inning, trailing by 2. This is the Jackson Wilson out protecting a lead. And he's got back-to-back strikeouts to begin the bottom of the 9th inning against Washington. Wilson, who's not known or wasn't projected to be a strikeout pitcher when he first came to the bigs, he's averaging more than 1 strikeout per inning now. Now he looks to keep the juices flowing against Nunez. He looks at a strike. Wilson back to getting ahead in counts. Rotating these pitches to perfection. Perfect release. That's grounded to short. 2 down here in the ninth. That's an important player to keep off the bases if you're Miami. Nunez already stole a base against Miami earlier in the season. Now the last hope for the Nats, Drew Millis. Wilson trying to get some redemption and get back on track against Washington. Everything down. The pitch by Wilson. Strike 1. Umpire, I think he missed another call. I could be wrong, but I think he did. Oh. I don't care if that misses low. That's getting challenged every time. That is way too close for us to let that slide. Now the 1-0 to Millis from Wilson. That's a strike, and Millis goes after it. Fouls it off, 1-1. Wilson blew his last save opportunity. Give up back-to-back home runs against the White Sox, and this game's going to continue as Millis hits that into the left field gap. Great job by the left fielder to cut it off and hold Millis to a single. So there's life for the Nationals here in the ninth inning, and in walks Dylan Cruz. If you're going to have anybody up in this spot with a chance to tie the game with one swing of the bat, Cruz would definitely be one of them. So the objective is simple. Wilson just needs to get the batter out, even though they're asking me to strike him out. But let's see. Going to go with that same pitch. A cutter for strike 1 to Dylan Cruz. Cruz and Wilson developing a little rivalry between each other. Wilson so far has had the upper hand more often than not. Strike 2. Cruz and the Nationals down to their final strike. Wilson's going to go with the slider off the plate. The pitch on the way. Wilson still owns Dylan Cruz, and he still owns the Washington Nationals. That's a huge save right there in enemy territory for Jackson Wilson. He picks up his first save in August and his 11th overall, 4-2. The Marlins get the win. Let's go, guys. GOAT difficulty with a low overall. We're not backing down. We just keep coming. We keep bouncing back. And thank you to the Marlins front office for not sending me back down, for not giving up on me. This has been a wonderful experience playing here in the show, and I've enjoyed every second of it. I'm grateful to God, just like I am for everything. So now let's see what situation we got here. 3-2 Marlins, bottom of the 10th inning. The heart of the order coming up. Again, this is not a friendly situation for Jackson Wilson, but he somehow has to keep that runner over at second base, like we did against Atlanta. Dylan Cruz looking for some redemption. Strike 1 on a slider from Jackson Wilson. Marlins leading 3-2. 3 hard-fought outs away from a victory. As Wilson deals to Cruz 0-1. Line drive down the right field line, and that's fair. We got a tie game. Dylan Cruz finally delivers against Jackson Wilson. The unearned run scores. It's 3-3. And Wilson has his 5th blown save of the season. Went with the fastball off the plate. Cruz was late on it, but he was able to keep it fair. And now Jacob Young. And we got nothing to lose right now. We're just going to intentionally walk him. Let's walk him and set up the double play, because we can't allow another run to score. Kind of a tough spot for you to be in, especially on GOAT difficulty. But let's see what we can do against Vivas. If the Nationals win right here, give credit to them, because they started this inning the way they were supposed to. And now a strike to Vivas. Now it's up to Wilson to keep this game at 3. That was an unearned run that scored. That wasn't charged to him. But if the winning run scores, that will definitely be his responsibility. Popped in the air to center field. The runners might tag, however. Yeah, this is all the way back to the track. Catch is made. The winning run goes to third with 1 out. Great job by the catcher to knock that down despite it being a poor throw. And now we need a double play desperately. And this is a double play candidate. Weimer has grounded out twice. But he's looking to put behind a rough beginning and have a strong finish. He's 0 for 4 today. The pitch by Wilson, outside, ball 1. He's going to give him as many double play pitches as he possibly can. If he handles it, credit to him. The 1-0 pitch. That looked good, but the umpire doesn't throw up the fist. 2-0 from Jackson Wilson. Chance of go Nats go from a standing crowd here in Washington, D.C. Swing and a miss. Foul tip held onto by the catcher. And look out, Weimer almost hit himself in the face by flipping the bat in frustration. Great swiftness to elude the handle. 2-2. Weimer's not just a double play candidate, he strikes out a lot. I wouldn't be opposed to that right now. 2-2 pitch from Wilson. Outside, good patience by Weimer. And now what does Wilson throw on a payoff? It's going to be a breaking ball right here. 3-3 in the 10th. Runners at the corners, 1 out. The pitch by Wilson. Ground ball to third. They come home and get the out. But it was a poor throw, so they couldn't get 2. But the game stays alive. Dylan Cruz cut down. Cruz, who tied the game earlier in this inning, is wiped out as the winning run, and that was a perfect pitch from Jackson Wilson. And honestly, them going home with it was probably the best move. They probably could have had a double play going to second, but if that fails, the game is over. And now, there's still some pressure, but now it's going to take a well-placed hit to win this game for Washington. Swing and a miss by Robert Hassel. Jackson Wilson with another historic performance. Well, not historic, but heroic. That's what I meant to say. Doing everything in his power to keep his team in the game.
Ball, that's off the plate.
He could be 1 pitch away from doing so. 1 ball and 1 strike here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Wilson, after giving up that game-tying double to Dylan Cruz, sends us to the 11th inning. Tied. 2 on with nobody out. First and third with 1 out. Wilson and the Marlins refuse to budge under pressure. But unfortunately, the offense can't score the run. You know what? We're going to do the same thing. Intentional walk. Set up the double play. Is the manager going to pull me now? Yep. All right. All comes down to the rest of our bullpen. I set up the double play for Tyler Phillips. But unfortunately, the Nationals are going to win. I don't think I got the loss. I did get the blown save in the bottom of the 10th. But when you're up by 1 with a runner at second, nobody out, that's not easy. That's not easy to do. And I took the loss. What freaking ever, bro. You guys really think I deserve that loss? Let me know in the comment section. Because I don't think that run was even charged to me. That was in the 12th inning. Look at that. I didn't even give up an earned run. How is that my loss? Come on, man. This game hates me. What can I say? But ultimately, we took the ERA down. That's crazy. In a game where we had a 0 ERA, we took a loss. Now, granted, I did blow the save, but again, it wasn't with the bases empty up by 1. It was the runner at second. Nobody out. And it was on a good pitch. Dylan Cruz was way late on that fastball, but somehow, some way, he was able to keep that fair. It's all good. Just shake it off. I don't think we're going to the playoffs this year anyway. I don't want to be a negative Nancy, but if we were in a pennant chase, that would make this a little more frustrating, but honestly, we're not. I think based on what we're seeing, guys, you know, it's not just me that has more room to grow, but our team in general. We're just not a playoff team right now. The Marlins are a team building for the future, but this will do their confidence some wonders if they can pull this off. The Marlins, who were down 2-1 going into the bottom of the 8th, have taken a 3-2 lead on the Philadelphia Phillies. And now it's on Jackson Wilson to lock this up. All right, if I blow this, This will be one that's 100% on me, okay? This isn't like having a ghost runner in a one-run lead in extra frames. That's pretty cheesy how they just give you the blown save despite all that. Because no other runs scored after that. That was the frustrating part. All right, Alec Boehm will lead things off for the Philadelphia Phillies against Jackson Wilson. Retire the side in order. That would definitely be nice. As Wilson works the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for Philadelphia. First pitch swinging Alec Boehm, and he fights it off foul for strike one. There's a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, and now we're going to go change up. Ooh, a little friendly rivalry here between Kiko Lowlams' Phillies. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. And honestly, if the Phillies come back and you want to be happy for them, Kiko Lowlams, go right ahead. I ain't going to mind. There's a line drive into right, and that's down for a base hit. That's a good start. Alec Boehm handling a tough breaking ball, and he puts it right in front of the right fielder. Go-ahead run stepping to the plate for Philadelphia, and it's Brandon Marsh. Brandon Marsh has been known to be clutch in these situations. And now it's on us to keep that runner at first base. First pitch from Wilson to Brandon Marsh on the way. Strike one over the inside corner. The Phillies have grounded into 3 double plays here tonight. Wilson would love number 4 right here. The 0-1 pitch to Marsh. How is that not a... Okay, the first pitch looked worse than that one. Do you need glasses, umpire? How could you not call that a strike? 0-2 the count to Brandon Marsh. Wilson from the stretch. Tying run at first base, nobody out. In the dirt, catcher blocks it. Wilson, who entered this game 11 for 16 in save opportunities, trying to protect a 1-run lead against Philadelphia. Going to test Marsh with that fastball up and in, and he gets him to pop up. Out beyond second, and it's caught, 1 down. Perfect pitch by Jackson Wilson. Marsh goes back to the dugout. And now Jake Rogers will step to the plate. 1 on with 1 out for the Phillies. We're in the 9th. They've hit into 3 double plays tonight. A 4th double play would end it. The pitch by Wilson. Line drive over the second baseman into right. But we have a shot at the runner, and he's out! He's out! The runner didn't break for second immediately, and the Marlins catch a huge break. That was a perfect throw right there, and it was the correct call. Boehm is out. And now the tying run will remain at first base. Wow, that's something you don't see every day. And now Wilson confidently goes right back to the slider against Aiden Miller, who takes a ball. So instead of that being a single, they're going to score that a fielder's choice, 9-4. Now the Phillies are down to their last out. The pitch to Aiden Miller, swing and a miss. Wilson tied him in a knot with that 97-mile-an-hour fastball. The 1-1 pitch in the dirt. Catcher blocks it, but the runner will stay put at first base. 2 balls and a strike to Aiden Miller, who represents the go-ahead run here in the 9th inning for Philadelphia. 2-1 pitch from Wilson. Inside, ball 3. Bryson Stott would hit next if Aiden Miller can extend the game. Wilson's going to attack him with a fastball on 3-1. The pitch ripped into the gap in left center field. This ball is down, and the Phillies may have just tied the game. The fielders take forever to get to it, and Philadelphia has tied the game. Wilson with another blown save as Aiden Miller goes into the gap. Now Bryson Stott. I cannot believe this. Stott, ground ball to third, and Wilson is now out of it, of course. But the Phillies tie it. Wilson with another blown save, his 6th of the year. We got a ball game here in Miami. Mack, Edwards, and Stowers. And now to extra innings we go. 3-3 in the 10th. And now we got to go after Kyle Schwarber. Oh, my goodness. This is not a friendly scenario at all. The pitch by Wilson. Schwarber takes a ball. The Phillies, who are down to their last out, tie Wilson in the 9th. And now they have an opportunity to take the lead and most likely win it.
Nope, That's a ball.
Wilson behind 2-0 to Kyle Schwarber. And you know what? We're just going to walk him. Yeah, we're definitely watching out for Schwarber. We got to put him on base now because we would have had to throw him a 2-0 pitch. You know he was ready to hit that. And now the umpire is going to make him, not the umpire, the manager is going to make a move. Jackson Wilson is done after blowing his first save against the Phillies, his 6th overall. He's now 11 out of 17. The big leagues have not been nice to Wilson ever since we got to August, and the Phillies are going to win. Congratulations, Kegalo Lambs. Come from behind win for the Phillies. Wilson gets the loss. He's now 1-6 on the season, and all he can do is shake his head. But he's to blame. He fell behind 3-1 to that 9-hitter, which gave him no choice but to throw him a fastball over the middle of the plate, and he jumped all over it. Oh, my goodness. You know what? If you're going to get your blown saves, get them out of the way in these kind of situations when your team sucks. I'd feel a lot worse if I was costing my team a playoff spot, but if there's any time of my career to get roughed up, it's obviously right now because I'm still getting my feet wet. I'm still a low overall. It's not an excuse. It's a fact. Pitching on GOAT difficulty with a 56 overall, it's not a friendly scenario. I would not advise it, but as somebody who plays on the hardest difficulty, of course, that's what I'm going to do. Here we go again. Phillies down by 1 against Jackson Wilson, and this time he's going to have to go after Trey Turner. 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Phillies. First pitch, ball 1 from Jackson Wilson. That was a strike, by the way. I probably should have challenged it. Umpires are not giving me the benefit of any of these calls. Yep, we're challenging. That's it. I can't take this anymore. Do I have to put everything down the middle of the plate, umpire? Apparently I do, because I cannot get a corner to save my life. All right, everybody cover your eyes, because this might be a home run for Trey Turner. Oop, nope, not quite. It was a good enough pitch where Turner chose to swing at it, and he fouled it off. Now the 2-1 pitch from Jackson Wilson. That's tap foul, 2-2, and now all of a sudden, Jackson Wilson trying to rally and get this big first out. Despite these bad ump calls, the pitch, Turner grounds it foul. 2-2. Slider. Another pitch from Wilson on the way. Turner grounds it up the middle. That's a base hit. Tying run is on for Philadelphia. Not hit hard by Trey Turner, but it was hit in the right spot. He handled a tough pitch like a pro. And now Bryson Stott. Marlins look for the double play ball. The pitch by Wilson. Ripped into right field, but it hangs up just long enough for the right fielder to make the catch. 1 down here in the ninth.
Up next for Philadelphia, the right fielder.
Again, Wilson trying to show off his tenacity in clutch situations. He gave up a leadoff single on what was a good pitch. Gets his next man, and now Crawford. Turner is going. The throw, and he's safe. Man, we have just not been successful throwing runners out this year. Trey Turner with a decent lead, not a big lead. He got a late jump, but the catcher still unable to, oh my goodness. Can we challenge that? I think I waited too long to challenge it, but he looked out on the second look. Now a fly ball down the line, foul. It's 0-2. Tell you, Wilson has been through the ringer these last couple of games. Backs against the wall so many times. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses down and away, and despite that perfect release, Justin Crawford remaining patient. Now the 2-2 pitch from Wilson. He's going to go with the inside slider. Lifted foul. Crawford spoils another. Crawford open stance. Holds the bat high over his shoulder. The pitch by Jackson Wilson. Fastball popped up into left field. That's caught for out number 2. And again, the Phillies are down to their last out against Jackson Wilson, who is looking for a little redemption. The last man in his way, Aiden Miller, who tied the game against Wilson last night. This time Wilson looks to get ahead in the count against him. The pitch to Aiden Miller, strike one. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Wilson trying to get the most recent laugh against Miller.
Ball one.
Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Marlins trying to even this series after the come-from-behind victory against Philadelphia last night. A 1-1 from Wilson. Breaking ball to Beauty. 1-2. Can Wilson finally lock up his 12th save right here? Turner led the game inning off with a single, then stole a base. But Wilson can't save it. This mother trucker, Aiden Miller, has done it again. This time with a home run, again on a fastball that was supposed to be inside, and Jackson Wilson gets beat again. How does this happen? Does this happen to anybody else, man? Aiden Miller, the 9-hitter, inside fastball, and he hits it out. The Phillies, for the second straight game, down to their final out, and they take the lead. The pitch by Wilson is ripped into right field. That's a base hit for Brandon Marsh. If this isn't the final dagger to the Marlins season, then I don't know what is. I know we're in August. We're definitely not going to playoffs after this. Strike one from Jackson Wilson to Bryce Harper. Just throw him strikes. Don't even care. Let your defense do the work. 0-2 to Harper. Wilson with the 0-2. You mean to tell me I struck out Bryce Harper, but I can't get Aiden Miller? Unbelievable. That's anger right there from Jackson Wilson. He struck Harper out on 3 pitches, but Aiden Miller goes deep and leads the Phillies to another come-from-behind win. Unbelievable. 7 losses. My goodness gracious, man. I tell you what, guys. If I see Aiden Miller again and we're winning by more than 1 run, I'm going to hit him. I'm going to send a message because that's the only way I can beat this guy right now. The only way I can... It's freaking ridiculous. Yeah, I've never heard of him either, Kiko Lowlams, but you know what? GOAT difficulty, it'd be like that. It doesn't matter who you're playing. It's crazy. But we're going to keep it rolling here on Ladder of Light Gaming. GOAT difficulty, MLB Road to the Show. Action Jackson Wilson getting humbled at the major league level. All right, so now, this could be a little redemption right here. We're playing the Dodgers. We got 2 outs. They don't score with that runner at second. If we can get this out right here, we can get back in the win column. I'm going to tell you guys something right now. If Jackson Wilson goes on an absolute rampage the rest of this season, Aiden Miller is to thank for it. Because did you see the look on my face when I came out of that dugout? I'm mad at the umpires. I'm mad at the game. I'm mad at my opponents. Got that look in his eye, man. 1-0 from Jackson Wilson. As he deals with Tommy Edman. Aiden who? Apparently the Aiden that owns me. Tommy Edman swings through a cutter from Jackson Wilson, who's looking to send us to the bottom of the 10th in the tie game. The 1-1 pitch. Change up over the outside corner, but again, the umpire doesn't call it. It's 2-1. That's a good take by Tommy Edman. Now we're going to go slider. 2-1 coming. Strike 2. This crowd rises to its feet, getting behind Wilson. Looking to root him back onto his old form. Tommy Edman with a ground ball to second. And that's the inning, folks. Jackson Wilson gets that big out in the 10th to keep the game tied. Marlins coming up with a chance to win it, but they cannot. Runner at second, nobody out, but the game continues. It's just my fortune, guys. I can't catch a break. Now Ha-Seong Kim. First pitch from Wilson is a cutter of the inside corner. Wilson looking back in. He has words for our home plate umpire. He'll challenge. That's a strike. Caught the lower part of the strike zone. It's 0-1. The 0-1 to Kim. First base open. Foul back. Strike 2. So Wilson picked up a big out in the 10th to get us to the 11th. But after his team failed to win it, he's got to come out here for this situation. Breaking ball down and away to Hae-Seung Kim. 1-2. Wilson on the season, 11 for 17 in save opportunities, even though this is a non-save situation. Going to try to keep his team in it right here. There's a foul ball down the line off the bat of Kim. Still 1-2. We're in August. 2027 reaching its final stages as Wilson gets the ground ball to second. The unearned run will move up to third. Wilson doing his thing so far here today. He's got 2 batters faced, and he's retired both of them in big spots. Now it brings in Will Smith. With the top of the order due up next, we're going to go after him. With first base open, Wilson challenging Smith. That is a fair ball. It hits the third base bag, but because of that, the winning run can't score. That's a base hit for Will Smith, but it's not a lost cause. The runner at third didn't know where that ball was, but he had no choice but to retreat. And now Brandon Nimmo with the double play possibility now in order. So I guess that's not a bad thing necessarily, but the question is Nimmo actually going to hit into a double play? Probably not. Well, I'd love to be proved wrong right here. Popped in the air. We may have a shot at the runner. He's going to tag from third. Here he comes. We need a good throw, but it's not there. So the unearned run will score, and the Dodgers take a 5-4 lead here in the top of the 11th inning. Not necessarily on Wilson. That run is not charged to him. But now he has to go after Mookie Betts. With a runner at first, 2 out. You got to keep them right here. They cannot score again. Mookie Betts with a pop-up down the line. That's going to drop foul. Strike 1. Wilson ready from the stretch. He kicks and deals. Betts, strike 2. Wilson's doing a great job against these superstars. He struck out Harper. Now he's trying to put away Mookie Betts, a free swinger. Ground ball, that's foul. We'll do it again. 0-2 coming from Jackson Wilson to Mookie Betts. Line drive, that's into right, a base hit, and that's trouble. That's going to probably score another run. Can we get to the ball, please? Goodness gracious. How long is it going to take us to get to these balls? I'm sick of these runners scoring from first base. You know what? Take me out of the game. I'm sending a message. Rage alert, get struck.
That hit him.
This is bullshit. I've had enough of this, man. I've had enough, bro. I'm sick of these umpires. I'm sick of these untimely hits. Man, if you guys came for rage, you got it. Now we're going to go after Hernandez. That's taken for a ball. Because at this point, I don't care if I put another runner at second base. It's not like we're going to get out of it anyway. Our teammates are either going to find a way not to hit with runners on base, runner at second, nobody out, they can't score. It's freaking ridiculous. Can you all blame me? Can you? I mean, if this was a clutch situation, I wouldn't be letting frustration get to me. But right now, like after all that, man, if we can't score 1 run, we're definitely not going to score 2. We've lost this game. I don't mean to be a negative Nancy, but it's a fact. We've lost this game. 2-2 pitch. Fouled away. This is unbelievable, man. It doesn't matter what I do. GOAT difficulty is GOAT difficulty. Ball 3. And now they didn't even give me a meter. This is absolutely insane. But we got to battle through it like usual. 3-2 pitch coming from Wilson. Fouled away again. Make it stop, man. Come on. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball at the middle. Of course, it's a base hit. Off the end of the bat, another run will score. Why am I not getting taken out of the game? You're just going to leave me out there to get torched, coach? Are you kidding me? I'm serious. You're not serious right now, man. You can't be. We're down 3 runs. My arm is freaking dead. I have no confidence. Take me out of the game. This team is an absolute wreck, bro. Poor management. Defense can't get to balls when it's in the gap. Allowing people to score from first base. I know it's my fault, but I also blame y'all. You got to get to the baseballs. You can't let the runner score from first base. We do that more than anybody in the league. 2-1 to Rhys Hoskins. The pitch by Wilson. 2-2. Yeah, no juice box option in this game. Does not matter, bro. You just can't put this final hitter away. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to third. Just step and throw. We got a slow runner. Thank you. This is crazy, man. 3 runs score in the 11th inning for the Dodgers after my team could not win it in the 10th. See, I told y'all. Runner at second base does not move. One and 8 record. And that's not even fully on us. That's like half of the losses because we've given up unearned runs. I'm sick of us not being able to take advantage of a ghost-free runner. We never score, ever. It's ridiculous, man. I cannot believe it. No matter what I do, getting us out of jams, and then I give up runs, and I'm the losing pitcher. It's all on me. If we would have scored runs, we wouldn't even have to get to that point. I'm talking about extra innings. I'm not talking about save situations. That's on me. But if we're in extra innings and they don't score, we have to take advantage of it. It's absolutely ridiculous. I literally have to be perfect night after night for this team. If I ain't, we're losing. Now, granted, we're a team building for the future, but my gosh, man. All right, bottom of the 9th inning. Finally a save situation. I'm telling you guys, once we get back in the save column, I feel like everything's going to swing back in our favor. But we got to make it happen. All right, I'm all calm now, guys. I'm ready to get refocused and get back in it. Here we go. 3-run lead for the Marlins. Teammates finally gave me some support. Brighter days are ahead. You got that right, Kiko Low-Lambs. Ground ball to first. 1 pitch, 1 out. Let's get back to the Wilson that we are hoping to be. Not wasting any time. We're not straying away from that strike zone. Let them beat you. Let the defense back you up. First pitch slider from Wilson. Swung on and missed, strike 1 by Tyler Stevenson. Changeup. Let's drop this on him. Wilson working in a hurry, getting right down to business. That's right down the middle. Nope, you're not fooling me, umpire. I know you're against me. That was right down the middle. I don't know where your glasses are. 2 strikes. Nothing in 2 to count. This is an angry Jackson Wilson that we're seeing right here. Down and in 1-2. Brighter days are ahead, Kiko Low-Lambs. Brighter days are most certainly ahead. 1-2 pitch. Fouled away. 99-mile-an-hour fastball. These hitters are tough to put away on GOAT difficulty, but Wilson does it! Finally gets a strikeout. 2 quick outs here in the 9th inning against Minnesota. You know the social media is doubting again. It's only a matter of time before Wilson gets set back down to the minors. Royce Lewis, ball 1. 2 quick outs here in the 9th inning. Again for Jackson Wilson here against Minnesota. 1-0 pitch on the way. Slider misses in 2-0. Now we're going to go after him right here. 2-0 pitch. Fastball lifted in the air to left. back at the track. Twins go in order, and there is a sigh of relief for Jackson Wilson, who picks up his 12th save of the year. Let's go, guys. The mentality is we're turning a corner. We still got a whole month of September and the rest of August. Let's make our mark, guys. We're coming for redemption against everybody. 59th year of the Marlins, locked up by Wilson. Come from behind victory in Minnesota, 6-3. Boy, did we need that. All right, come on. Been a lot of ups and downs. We've been through stretches like this before, but we made it to the major leagues for a reason. Because of our versatility and our ability to work out of these tight spots. 12 saves and 19 opportunities now for Jackson Wilson. This is one team that I'm looking to get redemption on, Cincinnati. Now, I've also pitched well against the Reds, but definitely not as of late. This is a non-save situation for Jackson Wilson as he enters. They put closing time up on the Jumbotron, but it's not even a save situation. But either way, we got to keep them off the scoreboard. Give our team a chance to win. Bottom of the order for Cincinnati against Wilson. First pitch cutter is a strike. 0-1. The 0-1 is coming. Swing and a miss. 0-2 to Matt McClain. Breaking ball. Wilson deals. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Wilson fields. He'll step and throw. 1 out. Wilson picks up the infield assist. Here's Mr. Walkoff, Henry Davis. You know what you're not going to get? You're not going to get a fastball. You're going to get this, young blood. You don't want me mad. That's my attitude, guys. You done ticked off the wrong player. The wrong player. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch. Screw you, Davis! Get the you-know-what out of my face, you bum! You know what? You guys are very, very fortunate. I about dropped an F-bomb. This guy's got me pissed, bro. Sit the you-know-what down, Davis. In slow motion. Scrub. That just goes to show I'm still mad. I still got rage.
That's inside.
And you know what? I'm going to rage again because look where that pitch is. Oh, my gosh. How is that not a strike? Come on, bro. I don't think I've ever been this mad on a stream in my life. I'm so sick of this cheese, man. We're putting a stop to it right now. Swing and a miss. But no rage quits from me. No backing down because we got Jesus. Strike 2. Can we send this to the bottom of the 9th in a scoreless game? 1-2 pitch to Ke'Bryan Hayes. Line drive down the line. Get foul. Nope, of course not. It's fair. Ke'Bryan Hayes is going to have a double. And again, the fielder can't get the ball out of the corner. Now, granted, he probably still would have been on second base, but regardless, cannot believe it. Now we're back to the top of the order, Sal Stewart. Runner at second base. The pitch by Wilson. Strike 1. Hey, I don't care if you try to get a 2-out rally started. We got to stay focused. Get through this inning at all costs. Wilson deals to Sal Stewart. It's a beauty. Strike 2. This game has thrown everything it possibly could at me, including a kitchen sink with lead pipes. But Wilson still stands. Trying to make it back-to-back scoreless innings and send this game to the bottom of the 9th inning, 3-3. The 1-2 pitch to Sal Stewart. Slider grounded to short. He's slow. He can take his time. Inning over. Jackson Wilson delivers again. That's back-to-back scoreless frames in the books. Marlins coming up with a chance to win it, tied at 3. And that is a winner. The Marlins finally give Wilson a victory. Wilson improves to 2-8 on the year. Not the most attractive record, but a win is a win. I could care less what my record is at this point. I'm just looking to finish this season strong and go into my rookie campaign optimistically. I'm telling you, Kiko Low Lambs, nobody's been through more than we have in terms of adversity. But we know how the story usually ends. If you're going to beat us, you better beat us now, because later in my career, I'm anxious to see where we end up. We've made it to the big leagues, and now we're looking to thrive in the bigs. We're maintaining our roster spot. We pitched a couple of big innings these last couple of series. Let's keep the momentum going here. Let's go. Texas Rangers in town. Another pressure situation coming up for Jackson Wilson. Scoreless game, 2 outs, top of the 10th inning. Again, we'll try to give our team an opportunity to win this game. But he's going to have to go through Evan Carter with a fast base runner over at second. Ironically, Jose Altuve is now a Texas Ranger. A former Houston Astro now playing for his rival team. That's crazy. All right, 0-0, top of the 10th inning. As Evan Carter walks in. Wilson trying to come up big for his team yet again. Strike one to Evan Carter. Hey, when it rains, maybe it pours in Miami. Maybe this can be back-to-back wins for Jackson Wilson. Umpire, take another look. That was a good place changeup. And that barely misses. 1-1 the count. Carter holds the bat high over his shoulder. Looking to give the Rangers a lead. The pitch. Breaking ball is lined into center field, and that's going to get down. 1-0 Texas. So unfortunately, that breaking ball still wasn't nasty enough to fool Carter. And he's aboard. And now we can go after Pozo. That run is not charged to Wilson. He's looking to keep the Marlins right here. That looked like another strike. Umpire, you got to give me these calls, man. Again, taken off the plate, 1-0. That's like 2 consecutive pitches that were like centimeters from catching the corner. Now Pozo rolls one over, and it gets by the third baseman and into left. You cannot make this up. That's a weak ground ball, and it goes right over his glove. Thankfully, no runs scored, but hey, nabbit. All right. Yep, good idea, catcher. You got to come calm me down after that. This is ridiculous. All right, Jared Young. See what happens following that mound visit.
That's the ball.
Right down the middle. But again, the umpire does not call it. 1-0. Ground ball. This time the third baseman makes the play. Side retired. Now the good news is we didn't give up any earned runs. That run was not charged to us. But unfortunately, our offense, which only has 1 hit, might be giving me another L either way. And of course, 1 hit in 10 innings. You have a runner at second, nobody out. How can you never score? You can just move the runner over and then sacrifice him in, and you guys still can't do that. But guess who takes the loss? I do. And it wouldn't have mattered if I threw a 0. We'd still be playing. It's ridiculous, man. 1 hit in 10 innings. Worst offense in the league. Are you kidding? You know what, guys? Hold on. I'm going to put my headset down. I got to take a few paces. I've played with a lot of bad teams in my day, but nothing has come close to this. Nothing. I'm out of my freaking seat with my headset off. That's how bad this is getting. Another game where my ERA goes down, and we take a loss. That's why that 2-9 record does not do justice of my overall performance. All right. We got another message from the Marlins analytics department. I probably know what this is about. So I go, Jackson, you got to pitch better. You got to pitch better. I understand that, but if you're giving me a call, you best be contacting our hitters as well, because I have no room to breathe on this daggum team. None. Well, they must have heard me now because we got an 8-1 lead. Thank goodness I can pitch without any pressure, but it's not that I can't pitch under pressure. It's just one screw up and it's over. If I give up one run, whether it's a one-run lead for our team or whether it's in extra innings, if I allow that runner at second to score in extra innings, I lost. And I have to agree, Kiko Low-Lambs, this is definitely worse than San Jose and Chambers, because at least at San Jose State, we had a sliver of support. In this, we have no support at all. Like, I've gotten 12 saves, and I've blown my fair share of them as well. But when I'm playing on GOAT difficulty, the team has to at least play like big leaguers. Like, I know the Marlins are not a playoff team, but they're not even playing like an MLB team. They're playing like trash. Yes, it is possible to be a dual threat in this game, but my career would be going a lot slower if that was the case. The pitch. Manny Machado, fly ball into left. Another superstar retired by Jackson Wilson. He retired Harper. We couldn't quite retire Mookie Betts. I remember that game against the Dodgers, but we do get Manny Machado. One down here in the 9th inning. Very generous of the manager to put me in with us leading by 7 runs. He probably heard my frustration. Now this will give me an opportunity to keep lowering my ERA, but also lead us to a victory.
Nope.
2-0 the count to Xander Bogaerts. We're playing the rest of the season here on Ladder of Light Gaming, so we still have a lot of action left ahead. Make yourselves comfortable. Glad you're with us. Here's a ground ball to the shortstop by Bogaerts. 2 down. So Jackson Wilson, if you take away that RBI single he gave up against Texas, he's getting back to his old form here in these last 4 outings. No earned runs allowed. Now here is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. First pitch from Jackson Wilson. It's a beautiful slider for strike 1. Marlins leading 8-1. Wilson has no intentions of letting off the gas pedal. He's looked to set the Padres down in order. Inside 1-1 on a changeup. You notice we're seeing fewer fastballs from Jackson Wilson, but he's going to throw one right here. In an 8-run lead, why not? Swing and a miss, and now Kiner-Falefa is tied up. Wilson has been on it here today. Now he's going to go upstairs with the cutter. The pitch on the way. Popped in the air to center. This should do it. And the shortstop squeezes it. Wilson sets the Padres down in order. That's another outing with no earned runs given up for Wilson. Marlins back in the win column, and they take the opener of this mid-August series. Let's go, guys. Finish strong. As a matter of fact, I think we're in September now. The season really is going by a lot faster than I envisioned. That's the thing about being a relief pitcher. Because we have a lot more things to stream, we just don't have time to do like a 20-year career with like a hitter and such. I might do a hitter career later, I'm not sure, but this is a great way to have an actual career at an MLB pace. Another great game for Jackson Wilson. His ERA is back below 6. The Marlins defeat the San Diego Padres, and now they're back for more.
Now pitching for the Marlins, number 14, Jackson.
We could basically kiss the playoffs goodbye at this point. I think we got like 20 games left and we're under 500. But we can't be mad about it because, one, we weren't a playoff team to begin with. And I'm just not postseason ready. If you want me to be honest, you know, I got a lot of work to do this offseason. I'm glad I got my taste of the big leagues, and that was necessary because now I know what I need to work on. Now I know how our team is. But like Kiko Low-Lambs has said, the brighter days are ahead. We just have to keep the faith, keep battling through the adversity, and let's do our thing here in this safe situation. Wilson has been dynamite in his last 4 outings. I'm trying to pick up his 13th save. He's 12 out of his first 19. And Jackson Merrill will walk to the plate. A battle of Jacksons here in the 9th inning. Swing and a miss by Merrill as Wilson throws that perfect fastball at 98 miles per hour. And now he's going to go up the ladder with the cutter. The 0-2 pitch to Jackson Merrill. Jammed him. Fly ball into center. Now Wilson's getting contact for outs. That's another good sign. His pitches are where they're supposed to be. They're no longer in the middle of the plate. Now Manny Machado. He's trying to get on base and give the Padres an opportunity to come from behind against Wilson here in the 9th. Wilson's definitely been vulnerable. He's blown 7 opportunities this year when it comes to saves, but he's also got 12. This is a rookie that's still getting used to the big leagues. My optimism is just give us time. We'll get this figured out. Machado, fly ball into left center field, but there is still plenty of room out there, 2 down. Good job, guys. That's the hustle we need. Manny Machado can't believe it, but he is finally set down. Now Bogarts, the last man standing for San Diego. Wilson looking to set down the Padres in order once again. That's off the plate, ball 1 on a slider. I don't know what that was all about. The catcher was apparently looking for something else. We're not throwing fastballs. We're fixing things up. Line drive into left field, and it hangs up in the air for the 3rd out. We don't even need the fastball right now, guys. We got him out in front. They're getting underneath him, and Wilson's doing his thing once again. That's 13 saves for the Marlins right-hander. Florida up 2-0 in this series with San Diego. They may not be going to the playoffs, but they're finishing this year strong. That's all we can do. It's been quite the roller coaster ride on today's live stream. But we're conquering adversity per usual. This series with the Padres has concluded. Yeah, we're close to getting an XP level up. Yeah, as you can see, the playoffs are long gone for us. We've only got 3 weeks left. The 62 and 81. We'd have to win the rest of our games just to get to 500. Playoffs definitely aren't in the equation, in the works this year for us, but my ultimate objective is just to finish the season strong and show us promise for the future. And right now, as you can see, my ERA has just dropped a full run. My whip is also getting smaller. So that's a sign for the Marlins for years to come. And now we have an opportunity to take 2 out of 3 here against Atlanta. Yeah, that'll be the mentality in the future, Kiko Lowlams. We could be in the playoff hunt come next year, but right now we have to give our team a reason.
Number 14, Jackson.
Right now, Wilson's looking to stay hot. He's been on a heater the last 5 appearances. He's just not going to have the most attractive ERA no matter what he does the rest of the year. But there's a lot of stretches that scouts should be looking at, as Wilson posted that 1.1 ERA through 3 weeks of July. And then to begin the month of September, Wilson is back into top form. And he has to protect a 6-3 lead on the road against Atlanta, who he had troubles against earlier in the year. And that's going to go for Ozzie Albies. Wilson went with the first pitch fastball, but thankfully he's still up 3. Give Ozzie Albies credit. He was ready to hit. And it's 6-4. Yeah, that ball was crushed. That was 104 miles per hour off the bat. Now can you guys see why I'm not throwing as many fastballs? Because GOAT difficulty loves fastballs. Now Stephen Kwan. Wilson looking to start fresh. Line drive down the left field line. That's foul. Wilson went with a changeup to Stephen Kwan. It's 0-1. Now let's go with the cutter. The 0-1. Ooh. That barely missed. 1-1 to Stephen Kwan. Let's climb the ladder a little bit. 1-1 pitch. Cutter backs Kwan off the plate. It's 2-1. Chance of let's go Braves from this sellout crowd here in Atlanta. The pitch by Jackson Wilson is hit down the right field line by Stephen Kwan. That's going to go foul. 2-2. Wilson came into this game 13 out of 20 in save opportunities, trying to make it 14 out of 21. He gave up a home run to Albies, but he's still up 2 and battling with Stephen Kwan, who fights off that breaking ball. It's 2-2. Catcher puts down a changeup. Wilson with the pitch. Line drive foul again. Stephen Kwan is a tough out. He'll give you everything he's got in terms of extending an at-bat and getting on base. 2-2 pitch. Line drive caught by the third baseman. Wilson wins that lengthy battle with Kwan. One down here in the bottom of the ninth inning at Atlanta. Here is Kyle Isbell. Isbell has a solo home run today. He bats with the Braves down by 2, and Wilson deals a cutter over the inside corner, but he's going to want the umpires to take another look at this. Taken for ball 1. Good eye by Isbell, the former Kansas City Royal. Wilson into the line, the 1-0 pitch. Line drive into right field. That's a base hit. And the tying run is coming to the plate for the Atlanta Braves. I would say, thankfully, we're at the bottom of the order, but that hasn't mattered. The bottom of the order we've actually struggled against, as Michael Harris walks in representing the tying run. The pitch by Jackson Wilson. Strike at the knees to Michael Harris, who has grounded into 10 double plays here in 2027. An 11th double play would end the game. Swung on and missed. 0-2 to Michael Harris. The Braves and the Marlins have split the first 2 games of this series. Wilson trying to hang on for the victory and give the Marlins the series win. He's 1 out from it. Michael Harris is swinging a miss. And now it's a strike him out! Throw him out! Double play! Wow, that is a big-time stunner. Another successful outing for Jackson Wilson with the help of his teammates, who are finally giving him some support. Nasty breaking ball to Michael Harris. Wilson works around 2 hits and picks up his 14th save of 2027. Yeah, with plays like that, we'll definitely be in the playoff hunt. That's got to be relieving for our catcher, who's been getting absolutely dominated on stolen base attempts. The ERA went up a little bit because I did give up that leadoff home run to Albies. But with a 3-run lead, no need to panic. We kept them right there, and we won 6-4. And Wilson picked up his 18th strikeout in the process. Back to the bullpen. Keep that fastball velocity climbing, because I'm pretty close to hitting triple digits. Not bad for somebody who's throwing a contact. All right, 3-2 lead at Boston. Interleague play against the Red Sox. Jackson Wilson has struggled with a 1-run lead the last couple opportunities. No room to breathe, but let's see if we can finally break back out. We're definitely starting to look like ourselves once again in the last 5 outings. Wilson, who's picked up a couple of victories in bullpen relief. He's 14 for 21. He'll look to lock things down and hang the Red Sox out to dry on that old clothesline. Very fittingly, Wilson has a clothesline pitch. That slider and that breaking ball. 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for the Red Sox here in the 9th inning, and Wilson starts it out strong with strike 1. He gave him the fastball. Narvaez ready to hit, but he spoiled it. The 0-1. Changeup bounced foul, 0-2. Wilson has done well in interleague play this year, as he deals an 0-2 to Narvaez. Back to the mound. Wilson knocks it down. He'll step. He'll throw a strike to first base, but he pulls him off the bag. How did that pull him off the bag? I thought that was right in the middle of the target. Oh, that's not good at all. Wilson with his first career error. Good play to knock that down. But Wilson with the poor throw. And now the winning run is coming to the plate for the Red Sox. To be honest, guys, It's a deserved loss now if I take it because I got to be able to make that play. I thought that was in the middle of the target. I don't know if you guys saw it differently, but either way, we got to pitch around it. Here's Jimenez. Marlins looking for the double play ball as Jimenez takes strike one from Jackson Wilson. He's trying to work around his own mistake. A throwing error to first base on a comebacker to the mound. And now Jimenez pops it in the air to left field. This will die in front of the warning track, one down. The tying run will move back to first. So if you're Wilson, that's a big out. Now if you get a double play, the game is over. Roman Anthony, the young stud for the Red Sox, perhaps their best player with 28 home runs, 70 RBIs. He'll walk to the plate with an opportunity to win it with one swing of the bat. And if it's a well-placed hit into the Fenway gaps, we could have a tie game. Ground ball foul, strike one, as Wilson went with the slider on the first pitch to Anthony. Now the changeup. Not going to go the fastball. Swung on and missed. We're seeing a lot more pitches down from Jackson Wilson. He tries to retire Roman Anthony here. Let's go with the slider. The 0-2 pitch to the leadoff man, and he pops it in the air out to center field. This is caught for out number two. Wilson's got to be frustrated in the back of his mind because that would have been a 1-2-3 ninth inning regardless. But he's got to stay locked in on the task at hand because Jared Duran, another home run threat, is coming to the plate. I'm not going to be mad if I blow this. I'm going to be heartbroken. Let's see what Duran's got for Wilson in this spot. Runner at first with two out. Duran with a fly ball into right field. This is playable. Wilson stays in the hunt, and he gets some game. He's bringing home another victory for the Miami Marlins, working around his first career error. 15 saves for Jackson Wilson as we make our way through the month of September. I definitely needed that, guys. Check out the month of September for Wilson. That's more like it. 2.25 ERA. And now I got a save streak going. Playoffs may be out of the picture, but Jackson Wilson is pitching like his team is in a playoff hunt. That takes us to the end of the series with the Red Sox. Back home we go for another one-run tester against Toronto. This will be another come-from-behind win for us if we can land this victory. Jackson Wilson, who has 15 saves and 22 opportunities, looking to make it 16 out of 23 against the recent American League champion Toronto Blue Jays. But look who we're going to have to go through. Alejandro Kirk and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Two proven titans for the Blue Jays. Top of the order for Toronto, only needing one run to tie. First pitch fastball from Jackson Wilson is over the outside corner. Called the ball, but he's going to tell the umpires to take a look. And he gets ahead of Kirk. Strike one. Every pitch counts against these guys. Toronto, one of the best offenses in baseball. Got to keep them off the bases. Line drive, caught by the second baseman. Wilson had Kirk off balance, and the second baseman made the play to his left. Now the home run by Vladimir Guerrero Jr. can't give him the lead. The worst case scenario, it's a tie game. Wilson's going to start Guerrero out with the changeup. That's rolled over foul. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the son of the great Vladimir Guerrero, the original Guerrero who played for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim back in the mid-2000s. Vladdy following in his dad's footsteps as a legend. But Wilson's ahead of him, no balls and two strikes. Boy, back-to-back saves in one-run games. Boy, would that be huge for Jackson Wilson. The 0-2 pitch. Outside, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. remaining patient. Wilson, who's had some recent success against proven superstars, trying to get bragging rights against Vladdy. 1-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball, and Guerrero has no choice but to protect. He reaches for it, and there's two down here in the ninth. And now Wilson felt something in his shoulder on that last play. We're not in a lot of pain, but we're going to need an MRI. So that's going to be it for Jackson Wilson, and that's going to be the end of his season. Tough break, but at the same time, Miami's season is pretty much done either way. It'll give me an opportunity to get healthy in the offseason. Because like I said, I didn't feel a lot of the pain. So I think it's a minor injury. I think I may have just pulled something. But
Up next for the Blue Jays.
let's see if my teammates can back me up here. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Popped up. This should do it. Great way to end the year, guys. Well, technically the season isn't over because the Marlins still have more games to play. But we'll see what the results of this MRI show for Jackson Wilson. But he's still in good spirits. You can see him jumping around out there. I'll tell you what, guys, either way, that was a great month of September. Check out that ERA that we finished with, 1.93. I think it's safe to say that Wilson has earned his opportunity to be a starter in the main rotation next year. I don't know why I just said starter. I'm getting confused with position players, but to show that he deserves a regular spot on the roster. Because this season was just about calling him up, getting him used to the big leagues, seeing if he belonged or not. I tell you what, I think we do belong. So far. A lot of adversity, obviously, a lot of frustration. I'd encourage you guys to check out the previous coverage of this stream because there was some raging going on. Yeah, see, just as I suspected, I just pulled the shoulder. That's not... No, I'm going to go the IL. There's really no point in me playing through this. I mean, I technically could, but I think I could be back for the season finale, but even so, I wouldn't even rush that in. Yeah, let's just play out the rest of this season. And that's going to do it. All right, we've officially reached the end of today's stream. 2027 is in the books here on MLB The Show 26. This is Jackson Wilson with Ladder of Light Gaming, one of the newest additions to the Miami Marlins. Unfortunately, we went 69-93, didn't make the playoffs, and I also suffered a minor shoulder injury in the middle of September. So they had to shut me down, put me on the IL for 15 days, which basically was me being out for the season. But we move on, guys. That's all we can do. I'm getting ready for my official rookie season, and I hope you guys will tune in for that. Expect that here in the next couple of days. This is Jackson Wilson with Ladder of Light Gaming. Let's find out who won the World Series. Hey, I led all rookies and saves this year. Back-to-back World Series titles for the New York Yankees. For those of you who may be new, the Yankees also beat the Dodgers in last year's World Series. Wow, great run for Milwaukee, making their first fall classic since 1982. But the Yankees now have 29 World Series titles. That's insane. All right, I think our next objective is going to be to sign a new contract. Let's advance to the offseason. Here's a look at our retired players. Wow, Giancarlo Stanton and Jacob deGrom. Two big names joining the retirement home. Oh, and Paul Goldschmidt. I remember Paul Goldschmidt when he played for the Cardinals. He was a very productive player despite being in his late years, but Arizona Diamondbacks' Paul Goldschmidt was built different. So congratulations to Goldie on a well-deserved Hall of Fame induction. All right, here we go, guys. Let's see who offers me a contract. It's probably just going to be the Marlins. Yeah. I think a year-to-year contract is definitely safe because I honestly don't want to get locked into a long-term contract with this organization yet, especially if we don't show any improvement. But there you go. There's Jackson Wilson, who started the season with AAA Jacksonville. He came to the bigs mid-season, posted a 5.56 ERA, picked up 15 saves in 22 opportunities. You know, I don't care about the money. Let's just sign. You know what? I think I'll give the Marlins 2 years. I'll give them 2 years with the cheapest amount of money. How's that sound? And the Marlins agree. I mean, the Marlins probably won't give you a long-term deal anyway because of their payroll. So we'll go with the year-to-year, maybe in 2-year batches. But we'll see where we're at 2 years from now. All right, we're currently simming the off-season into January 2028. Once February rolls around, it'll be time for spring training, as we look to get off to a clean start with the Marlins. All right, it looks like I've been invited to spring training. I'm not sure if I'm going to play spring training yet, but regardless, I will see you guys for next season, which will be Wilson's official rookie campaign if he stays on the Marlins for 2028. Granted, I think I could get sent back down to AAA depending on how I do at spring training, but maybe I'm just one of those guys that already has a roster spot. They just want to get me groomed up a little more. But either way, I appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know, as usual. Once again, this is Axon Jackson Wilson with Ladder of Light Gaming, wishing you guys a pleasant afternoon and evening. May the peace that passes beyond all understanding and the unconditional love of Jesus Christ be yours today. In His holy and almighty name, let the message of today's stream be, no matter how hard things may seem, no matter how adverse life gets, we can stay enduring because Jesus has overcome the world. Repent. Turn to Christ if you haven't already. The kingdom of heaven is at hand.